Jacob, you're still not coming home yet? Do you even know what time it is right now? It's been 4 hours now since I've had dinner made and you're still not home from work.
I can still get a taxi or something to ride home in a little bit and we'll eat that food tomorrow.
But I told you that I wanted you home earlier today, didn't I?
Well, there were some things that came up. I had some things from work come out of nowhere that I needed to handle.
Well, if that's the case, then you should have told me a lot sooner when you first found out. I had messaged you 2 hours ago, right?
Well, I was drinking, so I didn't have time to look at my phone. I'm just going to be home a little bit later today, so don't get so upset with me, okay?
But I had made your favorite food today for dinner. You told me what you had been wanting to eat lately, and so I got it all together for you. And I told you this morning that we'd be having all of it for dinner tonight, didn't I?
Is that so? I'm sorry. I'll hurry up and come home.
But aren't you still drinking?
Well, not anymore that I'm being asked to come home. How can I drink when you keep getting upset with me? You're not going to go to sleep before I get home, right?
Well, if I do fall asleep, then I do. But I might now because I don't have work tomorrow.
Well, if that's the case, then stay awake until I get back.
All right, I will. Hey, you remember what's going to happen on the 3rd of next month, right?
On the 3rd? What was it?
Are you serious, Jacob?
I'm just kidding. I know. It's going to be our wedding anniversary, right?
Even if it's a joke, don't say things like that about our important date.
We're going to be going to the same restaurant we always do for dinner, right? I'll make sure to get us a reservation there, so don't worry.
Well, if you can get that, it would be great. But this time you're not going to be late for the dinner, right?
Why would I be? Have I ever been late to our anniversary dinner before?
You haven't yet, but recently you have been late to a lot of things. And the last time you and I have gone out together was months ago, if I remember correctly.
But you and I have gone out shopping together, right?
Do you consider the two of us going out to the supermarket to get groceries a date?
Well, you and I have been married now for 2 years. I think us doing anything together can be considered a date.
But I'd also like us to do things together that are a bit more relaxing and romantic. You and I both work full-time, and so we're always busy with something going on. But even on days that we both have off together, you're going out on your own, right? You just leave me at home to do all the cleaning.
I'm sorry. My next day off, I'll take some time to help you around the house. And then in the afternoon, you and I can go somewhere you want to go together.
Really? That's a promise, right?
It's a promise. I'm walking outside now, so I'm going to hail a taxi.
Then I'm going to get started on reheating dinner for you. Please be safe on your way home. Listen to me, Jacob.
Huh? What's wrong?
I just got a call from my mom and she's telling me that my little sister had gotten into trouble again.
What happened with her this time?
Well, she seems to have a relationship with a guy at her work.
Man, that right there is a bit too much.
And this morning, that guy from her work came over to my parents' house and started yelling at them to give him my sister. They were getting really close to having a call with the police.
What? Your little sister is still living with your parents?
She lives on her own now, but sometimes she'll go over to their place to stay for a while if they need help with anything. But this time, my mom was furious about what had happened.
Even from the morning, things are starting out rough for all of them.
And it was just 2 years ago that she had cheated on her partner at the time, who happened to be a boss in the company, and she had to pay a lot of money in a settlement to him. I guess she didn't learn a thing back then. Well, if it wasn't her that ended up paying the settlement in the first place, though, my parents did that for her.
I don't know what else to say besides the fact that your little sister really gets around. Now that I think about it, she's only in her mid-20s, right?
Yeah. She's getting close to the point in her life where she should be settling down a bit, yet she's still going out messing around. Why does she want to start so many things with different guys?
Well, there will always be people like her that love to run around and play with various people.
Well, I'm sure I was the same way when I was younger. But just remembering my past makes me so upset.
Well, things like that aren't happening with you anymore, so you're okay.
Well, I can trust you being my partner and husband because we've been together for almost 5 years now. And if you were someone like those guys I'd been with in the past or my sister, I would have never come around to marrying you.
Thank goodness you were able to marry me.
But I'm sure that my family is trying their hardest not to get us around my little sister anymore.
No, I don't mind meeting with her whatsoever, actually.
Well, if you say so.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm just saying that if you don't mind my sister, that's fine. But this time my parents have had enough of her and are planning to outright cut ties with her.
That's right. The last time she was caught having an affair with another man while dating her boss, she made a promise to your parents to never cheat again, right?
Yeah, and if she promised them that, then they would be willing to pay the settlement for her. And since that event had taken place, there was nothing really going on between my sister and my parents and any guys. But now, it actually seems that in these past few years, she's been doing the same kind of things like cheating and dating more people from her work, but all behind our backs. That's what she told my parents today.
Well, saying they'll cut ties to her is a big deal.
Well, that's how far she pushed my parents around with her relationship issues before they met her limits. And it's not just all the cheating and stuff, but the fact that she's always causing problems for everyone when she's around, and my parents have to be there to support her and get her out of it. I think by this point, there are more people that hate her on this planet than like her.
Well, that's probably true. Are you going to be okay with them doing that to her?
I think she has to pay for everything she's done now. And when I think about all the men she hurt, I can feel the anger they must have for her. She's been doing some terrible things, and my parents understand that all too well. I'm sure they still don't want to think about doing what they have to do, and would really like to think that she never could have done any of this.
Because they still love her, right?
I believe so. I feel the same way, but there's nothing else that can be done. I think they have to cut ties with her, and I sort of feel the same way.
I'm not really familiar with everything she's done yet, and she's not my sister, so I'm not sure what you should do. To me, I really thought she was your standard little sister that was always bright and cheerful.
And that's why I'm so upset right now about what's going on and can't figure out what I should do. I'm sorry, Jacob. It's lunchtime right now, and I'm going on all about this.
Don't worry, Miley. I don't mind having to listen to things like this while at work. It's times like these where you should be telling me everything.
Thank you. I don't want to go, but I think I should head back to my parents' house soon. Right now, my mom is having a really hard time handling all of this with my sister.
Alright, go home and help them out. And you should give your little sister a good talking while you're there.
I don't think she'll listen to a word I have to say, though.
Well, you don't know that until you try. When thinking about the fact that the family might kick her out, she might grow up and consider listening.
Well, if she's already hearing that, then it might be too late, right?
Well, sometimes that is the case.
You're running out of time to eat your lunch. I'm sorry for carrying this out on you for so long.
I'm a fast eater, so there's nothing wrong. If you feel that you haven't had enough time to tell me everything, I'll listen to you more tonight.
Really? I've noticed you coming home earlier recently.
Well, someone was telling me I was coming home too late, so you wanted to have more time with me, right?
Yes, thank you. I think today I'm going to make us something good for dinner.
Well, then I'll send you some of my requests in a little bit.
Alright, I'm looking forward to cooking up whatever you want.
Miley, I just got to the restaurant. Are you still not here yet?
Unfortunately, something really bad has happened.
Huh? What really bad thing has happened? Don't tell me you got into an accident.
Well, if you think about it, there has been an accident.
What do you mean if you think about it? You're safe right now, right? If you got into an accident on the day of our anniversary, then I'd never be able to calm down.
That's true. You really wouldn't be able to. And at this point, I'm wondering if I really can say I'm okay or not.
Huh? Are you okay, Miley? What the hell has happened?
My sister has become pregnant. I got a call from her about it right after I got out of work today.
What? Your sister's with another man now? Oh, or are you talking about with that one guy from before?
No, it's your baby. When I asked her whose baby she was pregnant with, she told me it was yours. I'm not laughing about this crap anymore.
Huh? My baby? What the hell are you talking about? After all that crap about an accident happening, it's not the time to start making jokes with me.
It would be a huge relief if it was just all a joke. But now, I've heard about it all from my family. I was even able to see the messages you and my sister have been sending back and forth. You did a fantastic job keeping this one secret from me.
No, wait a second. I think this is all a big misunderstanding. Your sister and I have never even been around each other long enough to do anything like that.
1 year ago, you had met my sister by coincidence downtown, right? And during that short time, you had traded her contact information, right? You don't have to lie to me anymore, Jacob. I know about everything between you two.
No, there's definitely no way that's my kid she's carrying.
The last time you met with my sister was a month ago, right? You told me you were going back to your parents for a bit and so we wouldn't see each other for a little while, right? I have the whole conversation saved in my phone still. And during that time you were away was the same time that my little sister was out of my parents' house. Until one day they asked her to get her butt home.
What are you going on about?
At that point, you could no longer see my sister, and that's when you said you came back from your parents' house, and since then, you hadn't been staying out late anymore. All of these events line up so well now.
I'm telling you, you're wrong, Miley. Think about it for a second. Back then during that time, your sister was still with that one guy from her work, right? It has to be his kid she's carrying. Stop trying to trap me in this position.
Why do you think I'm doing this to you right now, Jacob? You told me you had nothing to do with her.
Well, I only talked with her for a little bit because she wanted to get something for you to celebrate us being together. And so her and I talked about what would be a good present for you, that's all.
My sister is now 3 months into her pregnancy. When you look at the time frame and match it to when you were still meeting her, it matches perfectly. And she's telling me that she wasn't with any other men during that time.
Well, you don't know that. She could still be lying to you about other men again.
She may be a pretty horrible person, but once she's been found out, she stops lying about it. She's told me every little detail about what happened between you two. But I'm sure her talking about all of that is making you upset right now.
Miley, can you calm down for a little for me? I didn't do any of that. I'm serious.
If you start trying to delete any texts now that you guys had, it's already too late. We still have her phone and she's not deleting a thing. And the funny thing is that she even showed me pictures of you and her together that she took with her phone. So you were going to continue to tell me that I'm wrong when I have a very solid evidence?
I'm sorry. I'm so freaking sorry.
So you're finally going to start taking responsibility for your actions?
I was not being that serious with her at that time. It was just... We just ran into each other by coincidence and the timing was so right, so we just started to...
I'm not going to listen to weak excuses like that. You get your butt over to my parents' house right now. We've had enough of you, you know? I'm going to make you realize just how crappy of an anniversary present you've given me today and won't stop until you felt all of my wrath.
Miley, I want to meet with you one more time to talk about this.
What? What do you want to talk about now?
I never meant for any of this to turn into us having to get a divorce. The most important person in the world to me right now is you.
What are you talking about? You went and had an affair with my little sister and even got her pregnant?
But even still, I don't want us getting divorced.
Well, I want to get a divorce and that's the only thing I'm willing to do right now. You're going to become a father now.
No way. I'll pay for the child support, but I'm not doing anything else.
But from what I heard the last time we all talked together, you said you'd remarry to my little sister and then raise your kid with her, right?
Well, that was... Your parents were there as well, so...
Huh? So that was all another lie you had to tell me? You just told us that so that you could get out there as soon as possible?
Well, at that time, I couldn't handle all the stress. I did at one point think about marrying her, but I feel that one should only marry those that he loves.
Well, that person that you loved, you stabbed in the back and made a baby with her sister. Hey, can you try your hardest not to tick me off anymore that I already am? How many times more are you going to try to hurt me before you stop acting like a jerk?
You and I have been doing really well together and have had a fun life together being married. And recently on our days off, you and I have been going out a lot. When it comes to chores, I've started helping with all of them, right?
And that's because my sister had to go back to my parents' house to be yelled at and you could no longer meet her, right?
That's not it at all, Miley. That's when I learned that you really are the only woman for me. So after our last time, there was no more intention of meeting with her again. That was the moment I wanted to end things between us.
But you can't end things with her right now. You have to be a father now, and I'm not letting you run away from that responsibility. And my sister has chosen that she'll go forward with having the baby.
But I don't plan on becoming a parent yet.
So you're just going to leave her and the baby behind right now?
But look, Miley, if I have to be with her and the baby, then you and I will have to get a divorce.
Well, you already made it clear to me that you wanted a divorce the moment you started having an affair with my sister. Even if you didn't get her pregnant, I'd be done with you.
Why are you able to think about divorcing me so easily, Miley? Have you never been in love with me?
Huh? Are you a stinking idiot? I've loved you so much that I've came this far with you. While you had been going out and fooling around with my sister, I still stayed with you and got all the chores done around the house, right? You and I both worked full time, yet I was always making both breakfast and dinner for both of us. I would even work my butt off keeping the house spotless. And that was all because I loved you. So I don't want to hear a word from you about the love I had for you when you had nothing for me.
But listen to me. Is this really the time to be thinking about getting a divorce already? Even celebrities let their spouses cheat on them from time to time without getting a divorce. Some of them will even laugh it off and go out and cheat to even the playing field a little.
You're not a celebrity, right? And when it comes to getting a divorce or not, that all depends on the person and the situation at hand.
But I'm saying that you're lucky that I'm coming back to you, and I'm saying I still love you. So please stop talking about divorce like you don't care about my love for you.
It's not that I don't care about what you love me or not. It's just that the moment I learned about you having an affair with my sister, my love for you vanished because I saw that you have no love for me. That was the moment I realized I had to divorce you. Now I couldn't care less what happens to you after this.
Why have you turned into such a cold person now? Aren't you going to become lonely if we separate?
Oh, I will. I really want to believe that this is all some sort of twisted nightmare. It's so painful for me that I just want to wake up from it. But you and my little sister having an affair is all reality. So there's no other way to break free of this pain besides leaving you.
There are other ways, though. You and I can rekindle the love we had before each other. Can you trust me? Let's you and I get back to being husband and wife and move on like none of this has ever happened.
That's not something that you should be asking me for right now. What do you think you're doing? Why, after having an affair with my sister and getting her pregnant, are you acting like you have the right to blame me? You're the freaking problem. So you shut the freaking hell up and listen to me.
Miley.
No!
I'm so sorry. I don't want us to get divorced, though.
I don't want to get divorced. I want to make up again. Why are you the one telling me this when you cheated on me? You're an adult now. Whether you can see that or not, as an adult, you take full responsibility of your actions. I'm not going to just sit here and let you walk all over me like I'm the one being ridiculous right now.
Forgive me, please. You don't even have to forgive me, but at least be by my side. I'm saying that I'll never do anything like that again to you.
You still think there's going to be an again? This is why you're being divorced. Stop thinking that I have to be with you anymore.
Miley, I'm really sorry for what I did. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
Even a child can apologize like you are. But an adult would be able to take responsibility for what they've done and walk away. So stop trying with me or I'll really let loose on you. I believe from the bottom of my heart that I would have been better off never marrying you. From there, it took a few days, but my parents, my in-laws, and myself all went over to Jacob's house and forced him to sign the divorce documents. And while there, we had a lawyer come over, and after everyone but my husband had agreed, it was decided that I'd get everything in the divorce. I was also going to be getting a settlement from both him and my sister for them having an affair. But since my sister really didn't have anything, Jacob paid off both of what they owed. Also, after seeing his parents even help me out with getting a divorce and settlement from him, Jacob was able to fully understand the kind of deep water he was in and never spoke to me again. After the divorce, my ex and my sister remarried and have been living together. But towards the end of her pregnancy, my sister's baby stopped growing. And now that there's a little chance of the baby being born, my ex argues that he doesn't have to be married to my sister anymore. But she argues back that she doesn't want to work. So those two go back and forth day after day about what they're going to do. And when it comes to my sister, when she's decided on something, there's no changing her mind. So whether they like it or not, they're going to continue to be stuck with one another for a long time. I think that even with all the hate and arguing that they are always going through, she still likes to be with him, and that's just weird. But as for my parents and I, we're cutting ties with her. And so, we don't care what really happens to her and Jacob. And it's great to think that she'll never be able to cause any trouble ever again. And I think it's a good thing if my ex stays with her for the rest of his life as well. After what had happened to everyone then, my parents and I packed up and moved to a new house together. And we moved somewhere that my sister would never be able to find, so we really don't have to think about her even coming back again. And to make sure that she would never be able to find me, I left my job and found a new one with a company she doesn't know. So right now, I'm able to take things slowly with my loving parents and let time heal the wounds that I have to my heart from that jerk of a man. I never planned on losing both my sister and husband in one event, but I find that things are going to be way better for me going into the future. And once I've caught a new wind, I'm going to ride it into a life where people like them can't take advantage of me. I'm going somewhere that those kinds of people can't even touch me. And there, I'll be able to forget the things I've lost and forget the pain I've felt and go back to the person I've always been on the inside.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Max, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I'm about to head out to work for the day. And also that apparently the night shift people all called out, so I'll be staying late to cover their shift.
Oh, dang, again? That's at least a few times just this week, isn't it?
Well, I don't like having to do either, you know? But there's no one else who'll be able to man the store, so I don't have a choice.
I know, but it seems like you're always doing this for others, but no one ever does it for you. What would happen if you said no and didn't cover the shifts?
I've really thought about doing that before, you know? But we're all a team here, and I feel if I don't cover people's shifts like this, then no one will cover mine when I have to call out suddenly.
I get that. I just feel like it's been happening a lot lately is all.
I don't think you're wrong about that. But we just hire so many students at my place, and they're always busy with this or that.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess that makes sense then. They probably have some assignments to turn in or something.
That's what I like to tell myself too, Max. Besides, I also hope that by doing this for them now, they'll understand about working with a team in any future jobs they might have.
Well, yes. It would be nice if that were the case. But okay, if that's what's happening, I don't mind cooking tonight. Is there anything in particular that you'd like to eat?
Oh, I don't think you're going to need to cook for me. The chef here said he was going to make me something special since I've been coming in so frequently.
Oh, gotcha. Well, isn't that nice? I guess I'll just scrounge something up for me to eat around here then.
Yeah, sorry about all this, but thanks for understanding. Also, there was something else that I wanted to talk to you about if it's all right. My mother has really not been feeling well lately, and starting from tomorrow, I'm going to need to start visiting her more often.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. I'm sorry, Dawn. Does everything look like it's going to be okay? Has she gone to see a doctor or anything like that?
I think that it's just a bit of a heat flash since the summer has been so hot. Apparently, she was out doing yard work all by herself in the sun yesterday and started to complain of muscle soreness. I guess my mom just hasn't figured out that she needs to slow things, and so her body was letting her know.
Well, I'm sure that she'll be really happy to see you. Besides, it isn't like she even lives that far, so she probably just wants someone she knows she can call on.
I think you're right, yeah. But my dad is also still there with her, so that's good to know. And he's really going to have to step up now that Mom is slowing down. He won't be able to count on her for all that he used to.
That's very true. I didn't want to say anything, but it did seem like your mom tended to do everything for him. I'm sure you and your dad will have to have a lot of talks about this.
Yeah, it seems like we really are. But it's just so odd to me because I still feel like my parents are young and healthy. I don't know, maybe I'm just a very good child.
Well, you know that you can talk to me about anything that might be bothering you too. And I don't think you're a bad child. I mean, I barely even call my parents. But how about next time you go to see your mom, I go along with you, so I can at least say hi to them.
Are you sure that'd be okay? I know that my parents would just love to see you. And I really do want to try and something more for them. It's part of why I got the job and started saving up.
And I think that just proves that you're not as bad a daughter as you thought you were. You work really hard, and all while thinking of how you can give to your family and never complaining about it.
I think you're making me sound just a bit better than I really am. I mean, I complain about a lot of things.
Well, okay. Maybe I was wrong about the last one. I have heard you complain a lot, but not about anything unreasonable, just about how much you've had to cover for other people.
Yeah, but at least this way I'm able to earn more money since I'm working so many hours. And my boss is always coming in to help when I've had to pick up shifts, so he makes the extra work not as bad at least.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. This is a new manager, right? I remember you seemed to think the last guy was really strict.
Well, that's because he was. Compared to working under him, this new guy is like a dream. Anyways, I have to get ready to leave the house now. I was going to do some errands before my shift.
Got it. Well, I'm sad I won't get to see much of you tonight, but I hope that work goes well.
Thanks, Max. I hope the rest of your shift goes quickly as well. I'll let you know once I finish and I'm heading home.
Hey, Dawn. Are you still not heading home yet? Were you working late tonight again? I can't recall.
Oh, Max, sorry. I forgot to tell you, but I'm at my parents' house right now.
Oh, is that where you are?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to be back at home before you were, but we just lost track of time talking.
Don't worry about it. I'm glad that you ended up spending so much time with them. And how is your mom feeling? Has she been doing any better since we last talked about her?
Yeah, she's actually feeling a lot better already. In fact, one of the things we were talking about were plans to go on a trip together.
You're going to go somewhere with your mom?
Well, you remember when I said that I was saving money to spend on my parents, right? I mentioned that to them and asked my mom if there was anything she really wanted, and she said that she wanted to take a trip somewhere.
Wow! Well, that sounds really exciting. So are all three of you going to go?
That was the original plan, but then my dad said that he wasn't going to be able to make it.
Oh, well, that's too bad. But still, a trip with just you and your mom sounds great.
Yes, it will be a really nice girls' trip where we can relax and take things easy. She even said she would be willing to put in some of her own money into this trip if we needed to.
Gotcha. But I still can't help but feel bad for your dad. I'm sure that he would have loved to go.
I think it was kind of his way of giving this trip to my mom, too. I mean, after all she's done for him over the years, there has probably only been a few days worth of actual time she's had to herself. So I think that's why he's just letting Mom and I go on this trip. But are you going to be okay if I leave for a little bit? We're only going to be gone a week.
Of course you should go on this trip. I mean, this is basically what you've been saving up for this whole time. I'll take care of things at home, so you just focus on having fun and being with your mom.
Thank you so much. We were thinking of going somewhere overseas, maybe Milan.
Well, that sounds great, but do you even know how to speak Italian? You might want to try going somewhere they speak a bit more English, no?
I know, but where is that? England? Canada?
Well, it's your trip, and I'm sure you two will pick the place that's right for you both. Oh, and by the way, are you going to need dinner, or did you already eat?
I was hoping to eat something at home with you, if that's all right.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get started on something right now.
Thank you so much, Max. You've been so patient with all my running around. I know that I've been asking a lot of you recently, and I'm glad you've been there for me.
Well, I just felt so awful when your mom got sick after you were already working yourself so much with your job. You have nothing to worry about as far as I'm concerned. Although sometimes I do feel like I do most of the housework.
I'm sorry about that, Max. I promise to try and get home a little earlier to help out more.
Don't overdo it, but a little more help with things would be nice.
Of course. Anyways, I should be getting home in about 30 minutes. See you soon.
Hey, Dawn, are you already gone for your trip? I don't remember if you ever told me just where it was that you were going. And how come your phone battery appears to be off? Anyways, would you mind getting back to me when you see these messages? Things are a real mess here, so just please give me a call as soon as you can, okay? Anytime. I'll be here by my phone ready to talk to you, okay?
Max, I'm so sorry for getting back to you so late. I got here and had no idea how to get service for my phone. Then my phone died because my charger doesn't work here, so I spent a few days without any battery. But now I can see that you sent a bunch of messages to me today. What happened? You seem to be really worried about something.
It's too late. It's already over.
What do you mean? What's over?
I take it that you're still not back in the US, right?
Yeah, but I'm at the airport right now and connected to the Wi-Fi. Plus, I managed to find a converter for my phone charger. But anyways, I'm about to get on the plane home. And the trip was really great. Mom and I had such a blast together.
I'm sorry, but just who did you go on that trip with? Because your mom passed away, and we just finished her funeral.
Wait, what? What do you mean? My mom is dead, but she can't be.
Do you really think that I would lie to you about something like this, Dawn? You know that I would never do something like that.
I know you wouldn't, but I'm coming home from a trip with her. I don't understand.
Dawn, please. I know that's a lie, so just drop it. I've already been on the phone with your dad, and we've talked about this.
But I don't get it. Why is my mom dead? What happened?
Apparently she collapsed while she was outside and she hit her head.
No, this can't be happening.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth, Dawn.
I don't get it. No, I refuse to accept this. Why didn't you tell me that my mom had died in your messages? It would have at least been good to know what happened before we had this conversation.
When I first got the call from your dad, I didn't know what to think. The whole reason I was calling you so much was because I thought you were going on a trip with your mom.
But how could it happen like this? I couldn't even say goodbye.
I don't really think that you get to feel sorry for yourself right now. You were the one who lied about taking this trip with your mom, and all of that so you could go out and cheat on me.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Dawn, enough. I know about it all, okay? Here I thought you were really worried about being a good daughter for nothing. You were right the first time. You are a bad one. We're cremating your mom soon, so make sure you apologize to her when you come home.
Mom, I'm so sorry for everything.
Everyone here just can't believe what you've done, Dawn.
I'm an idiot. I'm the worst. I can't believe this happened.
I agree. In fact, when you get back, I want a divorce. You also have until the end of the month to pack all of your things and move out of this house. I've already told the leasing company that we're canceling the lease.
Wait, Max, this is all so sudden.
Well, you better hurry up and accept what's happened. Once we finish with your mom at the crematorium, I'm going home to pack up my things. Let me know when you've landed, and I'll go to pick you up with the divorce papers.
Max, after work, can you please come home to me?
Have you signed the divorce papers like I've asked you to?
I haven't yet, but still.
I never want to see you again until those papers are signed. Now you're holding up the process, so just sign the papers and let's be done with this.
But I don't want to get a divorce from you.
And just who do you think you are to get to say that? I mean, you went on a trip to cheat on me with your boss.
I know, and it was really, really stupid of me. But I never thought that all of this would happen.
I don't really care about how you feel about this at all. Besides, are you working on moving out your stuff? You know there's only a week left in this month, right?
But I can't. I just can't bring myself to pack up all my stuff. My mom just died. How can you act so cruelly to me right now?
Maybe because you lied about being with your mom and instead went away on a trip where you cheated on me?
Well, I know I did all that, but still.
But still nothing. You did all that, and that's all there is to it.
But I broke up with my boss and I don't want to lose you, Max.
Well, it's not always about what you want, and I don't want to be with you anymore. Do you understand?
Please, I only made one little mistake. It's not my fault things got so out of hand. I never wanted things to end up like this. I'm so sorry that I hurt you.
I might have been more likely to stay if we had children, but since we don't, I know this is the right choice for me.
Please don't be like that. It doesn't have to end this way.
Besides, it wasn't just one time, was it? You and your boss have been seeing each other for a whole 6 months before this happened, right? There you go, lying right to my face again. Do you have any idea just how shocked I was when I heard about your mom's fall from your dad?
I'm so sorry. I know I lied to you, but I didn't think this would all happen.
Well, it did. And when I called around to your friends to figure out what was happening, nobody knew anything. It was only as a last resort that I called your work looking for your boss. And when I finally got his phone number, it was his wife who picked up and told me he was on a trip with you. All while I had to be the one to break the news to your dad. You put me through so much because of your lies.
Max, I'm so sorry for all of this. I really never wanted things to turn out like this.
Well, it's way too late to apologize for anything now.
Please, you have to know that I never meant to hurt you like this, right?
It's not just about your mom. It's that you were cheating on me as well. I just can't overlook all of this and act like nothing happened. I'm not going to close my eyes to the truth.
I don't know what else to say except that I'm sorry and that I was an idiot. But I still just wish you would rethink this divorce.
Well, it's not going to happen, Dawn. Apparently your boss's wife had been suspicious of him for a while, and even hired a private investigator to collect evidence against him. And now that I know all that she does, I feel like I have no other choice but to leave.
But I don't know how I'm supposed to live without you. And now you and my boss's wife are suing me over this affair. Plus, I can't even get a hold of my boss.
Well, if you think that I'm going to change my mind and now come to your rescue, you're sorely mistaken. This is all happening because of decisions that you made.
But even my parents are telling me that I'm not allowed to come back home to them.
Does that really even surprise you? You lied about taking your mom on a trip, and while you were gone, she died. You weren't even there for her funeral, because you were trying to avoid having a talk with me on the phone.
But how was I supposed to know that she was going to die while I was on this trip? I really did want to do something nice for her. I was going to take her out for lunch or something when I came back.
I don't care what you say, because I have no idea how I can ever trust you again. I'm sure that what you told me about your mom falling over while gardening was true, but were you really spending time with your parents after that? Or did you just use that as another excuse to go and spend time with this boss of yours? Just how deep do all these lies go?
Max, please, I'm so sorry. I'll never lie to you again. I'm sorry about all of this. Just please don't leave me.
I really feel like you aren't giving me any other options. I don't want to be with a woman who lied to me and cheated on me. And if this is all you're going to talk to me about, then I'd rather we not talk anymore at all. Just sign the papers, or else I'll have to go to my lawyers, who will make you sign it.
But can't we just meet and talk in person one last time? Please, just come home to me, Max.
I've already told you that I have nothing to say if this is all you're going to say to me.
But I won't have anywhere to go after this week, and there's no one else that I can turn to for help.
That isn't my problem anymore. If I were you, I would just focus on packing up as fast as you can.
Please, Max, you have to forgive me. I promise that I'll never cheat on you or betray you or lie to you ever again. I'm so sorry about all of this.
It doesn't matter if you apologize after it's already done. And you wouldn't be apologizing if you never got caught.
Just please don't leave me. You're the only person I have in my life to turn to now.
You used your mom to lie to me about an affair you were having. I just can't be with a girl who would do something like that. I trusted you, and you betrayed me, and I don't owe you a second chance.
Max, don't be like this. I'll do whatever you want. Just please let me stay with you.
I already told you. The answer is no. We are getting divorced. You lied and cheated to me, and that's all there is to it. After that, I had to get my lawyers involved again, since Dawn refused to sign her divorce papers. I already had proof of her affair from her boss's wife, and it saved me a bunch of time. I heard that she also divorced her husband when he came back from his trip as well. It seems like they both thought they were never going to be caught, but it was just a matter of time before the truth came to light. Dawn and her boss had been seeing each other about 3 times a week for the past 6 months or so. So much happened in that 1 week that the whole thing feels like a blur if I think back on it. But now I'm on my own, and I'm looking forward to starting a new chapter of my life.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Tiff, I'm really sorry to trouble you with this. It's about today's shopping list. Could you please add some toilet paper if it's not too much trouble?
Hey Indigo, how's it going? Sure thing. Toilet paper. Got it. I'll bring some home with me.
Oh, thanks a bunch. Did you already finish up at the supermarket?
Nope. I'm just about to grab my shopping cart, so we'll be good for any additions. Let me know if anything else comes to mind.
Oh, cool. Sorry for springing these last-minute additions on you all the time. I swear, I have the memory of a goldfish lately.
It's fine. I'm always remembering things at the last minute myself. Or when it's way too late. I totally get it. Anyway, how are you feeling today, honey?
Pretty good, actually. Thanks to you always being there to help me lately, I've been able to relax and take it easy a lot more than I had been doing, which is doing me wonders. On that note, I happen to be chilling on the sofa right now, so I'm not really up to much.
And neither should you be. You're so pregnant, you're fit to burst at any moment. Rest and relaxation should be your #1 priority right now, for both of your sakes. I know you went through a rough patch of headaches and nausea lately, so I want you to be careful not to overdo it. Chilling out and doing sweet FA on the couch is exactly what you need right now.
Thanks so much, Tiff. You're the best sister-in-law in the world. You've done nothing but help me ever since I found out I was pregnant. I want you to know how much I appreciate you being there for me. Sorry for all the trouble, too. I know you have a life of your own to lead, so I can't help but feel a little guilty.
Oh, don't be silly, sweetie. You don't have to feel guilty. You're pregnant with my brother's baby. This is the least that I can do. I don't think of it as trouble at all. Not even a little. Don't ever hold back if there's something you need or want because you think you're burdening me, okay? Because you're not. If we can't work together at times like this, what's family for?
Oh, I'm so lucky you live as close by as you do. I was a little nervous about going through the pregnancy, living so far away from my parents. But with you here, it hasn't mattered at all. To tell you the truth, you're even more useful than my husband.
Pleased to hear it. I think it's the best you don't tell him that, though. Don't get me wrong, I love my brother. He's got a big heart and he's kind, but he can be a little thick-headed sometimes. So I guess certain things just don't occur to him. Don't tell him I said that either. He'd get so mad if he could see this conversation.
No kidding. Oh, he's been working so hard at the office lately to bring in extra baby funds. Truthfully, I'm lucky to have him. So I can't help but feel a tad guilty about agreeing with what you just said so much.
I don't see any harm in it. You haven't been able to leave the house at all lately. It's only right you should be able to delight in idle complaints about your husband every now and then, and I'm always here to listen.
Thanks, Tiff. Huh? What's this feeling in my stomach?
What? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay, but... Oh, it just hurts a little. This is the weirdest feeling.
The midwife said you're due to go into labor the day after tomorrow, right?
Right. What should I do? Oh no, could these be contractions? Is this what they feel like?
Contractions? Don't worry, sweetie. I'll be there ASAP. Hold tight.
I'm so sorry about this, but I would really appreciate it if you came. I could be wrong, but I'd rather not take the risk.
I understand completely. There's nothing more important than trusting your instincts at times like this. Try not to worry, okay? Take some deep breaths and relax while I'm on my way there. I won't be long.
Okay, I will. Sorry again. I can't thank you enough.
Hey, Indigo, I left those diapers you asked me for by the front door.
Oh, you did? Thanks a bunch. I'll be in touch if I need anything else.
Alright, got it. I know your life's probably all kinds of hectic right now, with having a newborn baby to look after and all, but it's been a while now. You had Elsa over 2 weeks ago.
Right, she's about 2 weeks old now. What of it?
Well, I was really hoping you might be ready to finally let me meet my little niece soon. I'm so excited to see her.
Huh? I thought you saw her in the maternity ward. You already want to see her again?
Well, I did, but it's hardly the same, is it? Even then, I only caught a brief glimpse of her through the glass. I saw her, but it's hard to say I've met her properly yet. Look, honey, I know how crazy busy and stressed you must be, and I don't want to be a nuisance. But I'd love to see if I could come over sometime when you're not so busy. I know how much you've got on your plate right now, so I'm happy to come whenever is good for you guys. I won't stay long, I promise.
You seriously think I have that kind of free time?
Right. Of course you don't. I'm sorry. Forgive me, that was selfish of me.
It's fine, I don't hold it against you. You don't have kids of your own. There's no way you could possibly understand how stressful and demanding the reality of looking after a newborn baby actually is. I mean, how could you?
Right, of course. Okay, honey. Well, just let me know if there's anything else you need, okay?
Oh, yeah, now that you mention it, Elsa wants a stroller. We didn't buy her one yet. Won't you be a darling and head to the baby store to buy her one?
A stroller? Isn't it a bit early for that? Surely you won't need one for a little while.
Oh, dear, what are you talking about? Your ignorance is rearing its ugly head again. There are all kinds of strollers, you know. There are ones made for 1-month-old babies, too. Wow, I must say, Tiff, I'm astonished you didn't know that. I thought this was common knowledge.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry. Okay, so just to confirm, you want a stroller suitable for babies, right?
Yep, that's right. Thanks, Tiff. You really are such a darling. Actually, don't worry about trying to find one yourself. You'd probably only get the wrong type anyway. I'm gonna send you a bunch of links for ones I like soon. Check them out and arrange for one to be delivered to our house ASAP.
Okay, I will.
It's only natural that you wouldn't be as good as I am at choosing things for little Elsa, what with not having any kids of your own after all. If I left things like this down to your judgment, you'd probably end up making yourself look silly by buying the wrong thing and having to go through a load of pain-in-the-ass return procedures.
Sorry, I'll make more effort to learn about this kind of thing.
Yeah, I really think you should. You should be trying harder to learn about stuff like which items are suitable for what ages and what kinds of things are popular among new moms. Why don't you go buy some baby magazines? I don't remember if I mentioned this, but since you don't have any kids of your own, that's one of the best ways to learn new things. And look, Tiff, I hate to say this, but if you don't have at least a bare minimum of knowledge on the topic, I wouldn't feel comfortable letting you meet Elsa.
You wouldn't? Oh, well, I guess I understand. I'm sure this would have been a lot easier for you if mine and Robert's parents were still around. They would have known exactly what to do and what kind of stuff to buy. Sorry you're stuck with me. I know I'm not much help.
I'm not so sure. Relations with in-laws are never easy, so even if your parents were still around, who's to say it'd be any different? Besides, my parents are going to be flying down from Wisconsin to meet her for the first time next month. There's really nothing to worry about. How about you spend less time fretting and more time learning about babies?
You're right, fretting won't get me anywhere. I'm really pleased to hear your folks are coming over.
Yeah, I'm really excited. But I need you to keep going shopping and cooking all of our meals for us, at least until they arrive. You'll do that, won't you, Tiff? Thanks. Anyway, I have to go check on Elsa now. Catch you later. Tiffany, did you say something to your brother again? He wouldn't get off my back about not letting you meet Elsa. It's been 5 weeks now. Let her see her niece already. Is there something you'd like to tell me, Tiffany?
No. I didn't say anything to him.
You didn't? Oh, I see. Well, good. I'm pleased to hear that. In that case, would you be a darling and tell him you don't want to meet her yet? His whiny is really starting to bug me, and I think that would shut him up for a while.
What? Why would I do that? I've already told you how excited I am to meet her, and if it's not too much trouble for you, I'd really appreciate if you let me.
No, it's too much trouble, and it's simply not happening. To be completely honest with you, I have absolutely no intention of letting you meet Elsa. Not now, not ever.
Really?
Duh, think about it. You haven't seen her since she was born. I thought you'd have taken the hint already. But you're clearly not the sharpest tool in the box, are ya?
Indigo, I don't understand. Did I do something to upset you? If I did, I'm sorry. I mean it. If I did something to bring this on or to cause you inconvenience, just let me know and I'll apologize.
Your existence itself is inconvenient.
Excuse me?
To put it bluntly, you're a scruffy, unsightly mess of a human being. I'm not particularly happy about having to debase myself by associating with you in the first place. And believe me, we wouldn't have anything to do with each other if I hadn't married your brother. You and me live in different worlds.
Wow. Is that really what you've thought of me this whole time?
Obviously. If you haven't realized that by now, your IQ must be even lower than the hourly wage from that poxy cleaning job of yours. I mean, really? A cleaner? In my family? Imagine my shock to hear that my husband, a key executive at one of America's most prestigious companies, is related to someone who mops floors for a living. Maybe it has something to do with your parents dying early, but it really is tragic. And come on, is it any wonder you still haven't managed to bag yourself a man when you dress in those raggedy-ass clothes all the time? You look homeless. I can smell poverty from a mile off, and believe me, I knew you were broke the moment we met.
Oh, I know things have never been great between us, but I was really hoping this birth could be an opportunity for me and you to finally start getting along. It looks like I was overly optimistic.
How about instead of wishing for the impossible, you start wishing for some money so you won't be such a poor, pathetic loser anymore? Oh wait, That's impossible too. The only reason I let you cook and do the shopping for us is because my own parents weren't around. But I'm finally getting used to looking after Elsa, and my parents are here to help out now. You served your purpose, and I have no use for you anymore.
I see.
Great. I take it we have an understanding now? I don't want a poverty-stricken old hag like you getting her germs on my precious daughter. I have zero intention of ever letting you meet her. Stay away from my daughter, and that means forever. Can you imagine how horrific it would be if she got infected by your dirty, poor people germs? Ugh, I feel sick just thinking about it.
I've heard enough. I understand how you feel about me now. Just wow. It's one thing to dislike someone, but you really don't hold back, do you? Make sure you don't forget what you just said.
Forget? Impossible. These are more than just words. These are visceral feelings of disgust that permeate the core of my very being. In any case, it's all irrelevant now, because I'm cutting you out of our lives.
I see. I'll think of you as nothing but a stranger I have nothing to do with from now on then.
Yippee! Please do! Oh, one last thing. Make sure you explain this to your brother exactly as it happened. That you thought it best to voluntarily remove yourself from our lives because you're a worthless, floor-mopping loser with no redeeming qualities. Make sure you don't do anything to jeopardize the happiness of mine and Robert's happy family, okay, mop girl? Anyway, better get back to work. Those floors aren't gonna clean themselves. Hey sis, it's been a while. It's me, Indigo.
What do you want? And sis, really? Me and you are most definitely not sisters.
Oh, don't be so cold.
You're the one who said all of that stuff to me and cut me out of your life. Don't ever call me sis again. Tiffany is just fine.
Okay, well, Tiffany, the reason I messaged you is because there is a favor I wanted to ask you.
Is that so?
You probably already know, but Robert's company went bankrupt.
Yes, I know.
Now, I don't mind if it's just for a little while, but would you mind helping us out? We could really use some support right now.
Me? Why on earth would you ask me for help? Besides, how could a worthless, floor-mopping loser with no redeeming qualities like me possibly help you?
My brother told me about how you recently got promoted to an executive role at your company. I was convinced you were only working at that corporate tower block as a lowly part-time cleaner or something.
I do work in the cleaning industry. And I do work in that tower block, so you're not totally off the mark.
I'm sorry, I've treated you so unfairly. I also found out recently that you contributed over half the funds for mine and Robert's lavish Barbados wedding. I had no idea, I swear.
How would you? I never told you. It's not like I did it because I expected anything in return.
I'm so sorry for everything I said back then. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. You were always there when I needed you back when I was pregnant. You did so much for me. I can't believe I behaved the way I did in spite of all that. I didn't even let you meet your niece. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry.
It's all ancient history now. Move on.
Does that mean you forgive me?
Why would I do that?
Robert told me that he begged and pleaded with you, but you refused to help us. What am I supposed to do? We have a family and a young daughter to think about, and our finances are at rock bottom. Things are so bad, he's having to scour the job sites for low-paid grunt work just to keep food on the table. He's currently in talks with a guy about a night shift position at a fish factory.
That's great. I'm really pleased for you both. The lengths he's willing to go to provide for his family are truly admirable.
It's not great at all. A fish factory? Ew. My husband is above that kind of work. I just know he'll find work at another major company before long. All we need is a little bumper cash to keep us going until he does. Please? I'm begging you.
Why would you beg for money from a stranger?
You and your brother are hardly strangers. He's your family.
Yeah, and he's already more or less filled me in on the situation. He told me about how despite the company going bankrupt being an enormous blow, he at least felt some peace of mind knowing he had some savings put away. Or at least, he did until he found out you spent every last cent of them behind his back. So while my brother may not be in the best of situations right now, yours is a damn sight worse.
I'm sorry. There were just so many things I needed. $100 here, a few hundred more there. Before I knew it, the account was emptied.
Things you needed? Like what? It always seemed to me like you were living at large ever since you two got married. Even when it came to clothes for Elsa, for some strange reason, you always had to go out of your way to get the most expensive brands possible. Not only that, but I heard you were spotted knocking back expensive bottles of wine on a park bench not long after your parents came to stay with you. Let me guess, you paid for those with Robert's savings too?
I couldn't drink at all while I was pregnant. Does letting off some steam suddenly make me a bad person? I am human, you know.
Oh, don't misunderstand me here. I'm not calling you a bad person for that. I understand that being a parent and giving birth can't be easy. But spending every last cent of your husband's savings behind his back is a different matter. Was it so hard just to get by on the money my brother was giving you?
Well, it might have been possible if I knew we'd have to tighten our belts like this, but we were both blindsided by his company going bankrupt.
Even so, there's no excuse for emptying his savings account without permission like that.
I promise I'll never do anything like this again.
You won't? I think the word you're looking for is can't. You have no money left, remember?
Robert said we can't even afford to keep up the payments on the mortgage anymore. He says I'm gonna have to move back in with my parents for a little while.
My brother's doing his best right now to undo the damage you've done to ensure you don't lose everything he worked so hard for by scraping together some semblance of a living. Why should I have to pick up the pieces of the mess you made? Don't you think begging me for money like this undermines your husband's efforts?
He doesn't need to try this hard. If you just gave us a little something to help us get by until he finds a respectable job, we could carry on living like we were without Robert having to come home soaked in fish juice every morning.
You seem to be under the tragically deluded impression that your misfortune-filled lives have anything to do with me. If you're going to beg, why not stop wasting your time with me and get on your knees in front of mommy and daddy?
My parents are hardly rich.
Then do what my brother says and help out with the finances by going to live with them. If you really want things to improve, that's the best thing you can do.
Look, Tiffany, I understand why you don't want to forgive me. But Robert and Elsa are your family, flesh and blood. That's why I'm begging you, please. Please lend us a helping hand and pull us out of this big, deep, dark hole we're living in.
How about getting a job yourself instead of pestering me for money?
Ugh, I can't do that. I have Elsa to look after.
Look, I get it. Juggling a job with raising a little girl is never going to be easy. But there are so many women who pull it off somehow in spite of that. Difficult doesn't mean impossible. Besides, you're hardly in a position to be picky right now. I think it could actually do you some good to start working again.
It's not as easy as you make it sound. Plus, do you know how hard making me work would be on Robert and Elsa? Why should they suffer? They've done nothing wrong. Tiffany, I'm begging you here.
I wish the best for her, really I do. But it's hard for me to feel any overwhelming feelings of love or sympathy for a niece I've never even met. My brother may not have done anything wrong morally, but he sure made the most moronic mistake of his life when he chose to marry you, and it's important he learns his lesson without me bailing him out. None of you are my problem.
Oh my god, you're horrible! How could you do this to us? They're your family.
You choosing to cut me out of your lives? My brother choosing to marry you? You both made these decisions yourselves. Now listen to me. Even if I did want to help my family, the issue here is that helping them would also mean helping you. Do you really think I have any interest in helping someone who banned me from seeing my own niece, who said all those horrible, malicious things to me before kicking me out of your lives?
I know what I did was wrong, and I am so sorry.
You could apologize 1,000,000 times over and it still wouldn't make me any more likely to open my purse. You know, I'm glad you messaged me actually. I've been thinking of making it clear to my brother what actually happened between me and you for a while now. Would you mind passing on a message?
A message? What is it?
That I want nothing more to do with you for as long as I live. I've been kicking the can down the road by coming up with half-baked excuses like being too busy with work or having social engagements every time he came asking for help. But I realized that might give him the false impression that I might actually be willing to help out if I had the time, and I don't want to lead him on, especially without him even understanding why.
Please rethink this, Tiffany. At the very least, can't it wait a little while? I can't tell him that with everything that's going on right now. That's the last bombshell he needs blowing up in his face. Can't you see how sorry I am? Read through the chat again. I apologized. I don't remember how many times, but it was a lot. You said it yourself. What happened back then is ancient history now. So can't we just let bygones be bygones? I won't beg you for help anymore.
You guys struggling financially has nothing to do with me.
Our family has already suffered enough. Please don't inflict any more damage. I'm not sure if we can even take any more. I'm begging you. I don't know if our marriage is strong enough to survive him finding out about how I acted towards you back then.
Me? Inflict more damage? Ha! The only one responsible for destroying your family is you.
Yes, you're so right. I accept it. Fully, completely, and absolutely. We're in this mess because of me and me alone. I'm so sorry.
If this was a close family member begging me for help, maybe I'd feel some kind of obligation. As it is, I think I'll look after my own interests just like you always did back then. We are strangers after all, you know. No amount of begging or pleading will ever change that. You and me live in different worlds. Never speak to me again. Not long after that, I told my brother Robert everything about how horribly his wife used to treat me. I knew it would be a shock for him, and I knew that was the last thing he needed with everything else he had on his plate. But at the same time, he had the right to know what the woman he married was really like, and I had no obligation to continue putting up with her persistent, whiny begging. I think my brother finally understood why I'd been so blunt and distant with him all this time. It's hard to say she went willingly, but he told me that he eventually succeeded in getting Indigo to move back in with her parents. She took Elsa with her. He did a lot of soul-searching while living separately from his family and working his butt off to undo the damages his wife had done to their finances. It wasn't an easy decision, but he came to the conclusion that divorce wasn't an option now that they had Elsa to think about, and he decided to try and rebuild things. Not long after Robert found out, Indigo's parents were also informed of the abhorrent way she treated me, and how she emptied her husband's savings account behind his back. They were furious, and her quality of life back home with our parents hit rock bottom in an instant when they lost their tempers and imposed all kinds of crazy restrictions on her. Imagine being grounded as a fully grown woman. I don't know if it was due to their redisciplining of their daughter, but after Robert finally found a new job and they started living together again, he said it was like she was a different person. Gone were the days of frivolous spending and arrogantly swaggering around like she owned the place. Now, she was diligent, hardworking, and humble. 2 years later, Indigo finally brought Elsa to meet me for the first time. She apologized to me again, but unlike before, I don't think it was because she wanted my money. This time, it genuinely felt like she was apologizing because she had thought long and hard about the way she'd behaved, and was remorseful from the bottom of her heart. As for me, I already told her what I thought of her for the way she treated me back then. I'd moved on, and I felt serene and free of anger. I don't know if we'll ever be best friends, but as my sister-in-law, I at least want us to be on friendly terms. I fully accepted her apology. You may be wondering how my long-awaited meet with my niece went. I can tell you she is one seriously cute kid. She's so lovely, I actually kinda regretted not helping him out back then. Only a little, though. I don't feel an ounce of sympathy for what Indigo went through as a result of her actions. But I get the genuine impression that her and Robert are really doing everything they can to build a happy home for Elsa now. And you know what? If they're ever in trouble again, I think I might just lend an ear. Maybe I'm being naive, but Elsa and Robert are my family, and I want to be there for them if they need me. Having grown slightly closer than strangers once more, I wanted to be there to watch over them in place of our mom and dad.
Hey, how you doing, honey?
I'm feeling pressure around my belly a little bit, but overall I'm okay.
Okay, good. I can't believe the baby is coming out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm glad you've been doing better. You seemed like you were having a rough time at the beginning of the pregnancy.
Yes, me too. I didn't think I would be so sick neither. I was totally fine the first time around Mel. I guess every pregnancy is different. How's Mel? Is she okay? I hope she's not giving you a hard time. Thanks for letting me spend the night here. I really wanted to save energy before I get induced.
It's fine. I explained to her that you were staying with your parents so that you get a good rest before the baby arrives. She understands you're heading to the hospital tomorrow. But honestly, I think she is excited about becoming a sister more than anything. She keeps staring at the sonogram of the baby. She really can't wait.
Aw, that's cute. I'm glad she's looking forward to meet the baby. I hear that sometimes the older one becomes unstable because of the change, so I was a bit worried.
I don't think Mel will have a problem. She's old enough to understand what is happening, I think.
I agree. Anyway, what about that business trip you said you might be going on? Has it been decided?
Yeah. I'm really sorry. This came up so sudden. My boss really wants me to go as a manager of this project.
I understand. You worked so hard on this project all along. I hope you get the promotion you said you might be getting once the project is finalized. And it seems that your company is really counting on you. I know you want to do your part.
Thanks. So about Mel. I know you will be busy with the newborn while I'm on the trip. I wish I could take Mel along with me, but that's not realistic either. Besides, I'm going to be very busy after the trip too. Do you think you can take the kids and stay with your parents after you check out of the hospital? Maybe for a couple of weeks.
Yes, I checked and they're so excited to have all of us for so long. They think that it's a treat. My dad said he's happy to drive Mel to school every day.
Really?
Yes, really. I think it's good that he has something to do. He's been on the couch too much since he retired from work.
Gee, I feel bad for disturbing the peace he finally got if I was around. Your parents could have just come over to help whenever we needed help. I guess we are lucky they live close by, though. I feel awful for being useless at such an important time. I wish I could do more for my family.
Don't worry. It's easier for me if I just stay with my parents anyway. I'll be so tired all the time, so it's helpful to have 2 sets of extra hands 24/7.
Okay, if you say so. It'll be a challenging time for the family, but I know we'll work it out somehow. I love you. Talk soon.
the baby was moving around so much today. Someone is going to be a sister very, very soon.
Really? I'm so excited!
Have you heard about staying with Grandpa and Grandma for a little while after the baby arrives?
I did! Daddy says he is busy with work.
That's right. He has to go on an important trip. Will you be okay without him?
Yes? He promised to play with me when he gets back, so I'm okay.
All right. Make sure Daddy packs everything you need.
Okay!
Good morning. My dad is driving us back today. We'll be home by 3 p.m. Mel is very excited to see you. She remembers you promised to play with her when you get back, so be prepared. Hey, the keys don't work. Is it broken? Can you open the door? Are you not home?
I changed the keys. Don't come home.
Huh? What are you talking about? Is this some sort of surprise?
No, I'm telling you to get lost.
What? What's going on? Has something happened? Let us in. It's starting to rain. The car is already gone, Teddy. Mel and the baby are going to get wet.
Nah, this is no longer your house. Go away, capiche?
What the hell? Is this some kind of joke? We're at the neighbors now. Jean saw us in the rain and let us in. Can you explain what's going on, please?
Explain? You want me to explain what's going on?
What are you saying? Did I do something? I can't believe you're not letting your children inside the house. Have you gone mad?
My children? You liar! Why don't you come clean already? The kids aren't mine, are they?
What?
I always thought something was off, you know? I mean, Mel looks nothing like me. And now with the baby, she has zero resemblance. Zero! I'm sure of it. They are not mine.
Wait a second. You think I've been sleeping with someone else? Where the hell is this coming from?
See, you're getting excited. You stink of lies.
No, I don't. And you love Mel. You suddenly don't love her because you think she's not yours?
I've loved her because I believe she was mine.
Teddy, listen to yourself. Okay, I need to call my parents. I'm calling yours too.
Why do you want to call them? You'll only explain in a way that makes me look bad. I will call them. Why don't you babysit the brats?
Brats?
Just don't try to come home today. Am I clear? I can't come home today? What about our promise, Daddy? You said you'll play with me when you come home.
Mel, is that you?
Did you have a fight with Mommy? You shouldn't fight. My teacher said so. She said you have to say I'm sorry if you fight.
Listen, Mel. This is your mom's fault. Mommy has lied to me.
What lie?
I'm not your real daddy. So don't you ever call me that again, you little brat.
What the hell? How can you say something like this to a child? Mel is crying now. What has gotten into you, Teddy?
Nothing has gone into me. I'm perfectly sane. In fact, I feel like I got myself back again.
What's that supposed to mean? Have you been faking a kind husband all this time? Do you remember our vow? What happened to for better, for worse? You promised.
Ugh, knock it off! Shut up! Don't contact me ever again.
Wait! You think I can just accept everything you say? Teddy! The kids aren't mine? Nice try. I get it now. I knew there had to be something going on.
What do you want? I said nothing is going on. This is all on you.
I told you we were at Jean's house, didn't I? She's a good friend of mine, you know. She lives across the street from us.
So what?
What exactly were you doing while we were at my parents'? Because Jean says that she saw you when she was driving and that you let another woman into the house.
Not true. Just because you're in trouble, it's not smart to make up stories or wait. The kids are mine. Is this some sort of new mommy alliance? You think you have a better chance of putting the blame on me if you team up? See, this is why I don't like housewives. Teaming up, gossiping, blah, blah, blah.
There's proof.
What?
Jean's dash cam. I just saw it myself, and there you were. Oh, the face next to you was also familiar. She's your ex, right? What was her name? Lisa?
That was a colleague from work, not Lisa. You got it wrong.
We went to school together, so I'm pretty sure I know her face.
Dashcam nowadays have really high resolution, you know, so I don't think I got it wrong. But if you insist, maybe we can ask our other schoolmates and show them the footage for confirmation. Or maybe we can send it to Lisa directly, ask her if she recognizes herself. Better yet, we can hire a private investigator.
Enough, fine. Lisa came to the house. Are you happy now?
No, you have to tell me what were you thinking? I mean, claiming that the kids are not yours, that's absolutely crazy. It takes a quick test to confirm the kids are yours. How can you say something like that? You need to explain yourself.
Shut up! Who do you think you are? Don't you talk to me like you're my mother. I hate that after having kids, a woman becomes a mother. Nothing about a mother is attractive. On the other hand, Lisa, she is a fine woman, unlike you.
You tried to fake my affair and place me at a disadvantage so you can divorce me and get together with her? You're an ass! To say such horrible things to Mel, how low of you, Teddy!
Oh, shut up, I don't care what you say. You know nothing about me. Don't pretend like you know everything.
Well then go on and explain yourself. Help me out here so I don't have to keep digging for information. Go on, what else do you have to say?
I've been holding myself back forever.
What? Holding yourself? From what?
I never liked kids, but the world is nicer to good dads. Even at work, I'm expected to be a good dad and a good employee, as if that's necessary for a promotion. So I have to put a good face on at all times, at home, at work, everywhere. I didn't have any space to breathe. Then I came back from the business trip to an empty home, and I suddenly realized how much it is to have the house to myself. I mean, there's so much room. I could go out for drinks or see my friends. I don't remember the last time I felt so free.
And that's how you met up with Lisa again?
Yes, Lisa has not changed one bit. It was like my hard time slipped back to when I was not married. My days were wonderful again. I haven't had this kind of fun in ages. Then if you guys come back, I would have to go back to my suffocating days. That's why I kicked you all out.
I see. So to summarize, your temporary freedom has gotten you drunk and you're feeling happy because you're in La La Land? I think I understand. Clearly, you're not sane.
Perfect then. If you understand, let's get a divorce. I can be a free man without burden.
Fine by me, I don't want to live with a moron like you. But you're paying for child support, and I will ask for compensation for my emotional distress.
Go ahead, you think I can't pay? Doesn't hurt me at all. Great, so we're settled. We've reached an agreement. We shouldn't have any future trouble then. Let's not dig up anything unnecessary and move on. Let's not fight, shall we?
You just want to avoid the court as much as possible because you know you're at a disadvantage, so you're a sad person. I really don't care about you anymore.
Laura, how are you?
I'm sorry, who's this?
It's me, Teddy. You couldn't have forgotten me already.
Oh, hi. Indeed, I have almost forgotten about you. I actually have been trying to eliminate you from my memory, but I had a feeling you were going to contact me soon.
You were waiting for my message? Well, I'm happy to hear that.
What? No, don't be so positive. I just figured that it's about time you come back from La La Land and beg me to take you back. Did you enjoy your freedom? At least for what it was worth? How's Lisa?
Let's not be so sarcastic now.
No, let's. I hear she dumped you. How come? Don't be so shy. You can tell me why she left.
Because she got pissed off you sued her for emotional distress, and so we got into a fight.
I see. Well, it's inevitable, isn't it? I did mention it too, that I was going to ask for compensation. We agreed, right?
I didn't think you were going to ask her to pay, and I kind of misunderstood you.
Why do you think I would let her off the hook? Oh, but I guess you were too drunk in La La Land. Too bad you never realized then that I was going to ask both of you.
You all right, Laura? There is something wrong with me. Please, take me back. I am back to the Teddy you always knew.
Not a chance. Do you understand you wrecked your own home? There is zero trust towards you. Besides, our divorce has been filed already. You're nobody to us.
Please, I can't stand it anymore. I hate coming back to an empty home. I come back from work completely fried, but the house is a mess. It's so dark and no warm food. No one is there to welcome me back. I'm so lonely, it's driving me nuts.
Boo-hoo!
I'm serious. I'm mentally on the verge. I'm doing poorly at work. It's even impacting my relationship with coworkers.
Oh well. For your information, that's probably not a mental thing, but rather that your coworkers simply dislike you because they know you kicked your wife and children, including a newborn, out of the house for another woman. Any decent person would not approve that, would they?
Huh? How do they know? Laura, did you tell someone from my office? How could you? We both agreed on it in the end.
It wasn't me. Remember Jean, our neighbor? Apparently she spread the rumor. She knows someone from your work. What you did to us really pissed her off, so Jean told that person what happened, and I guess word got out after that. It must have been great gossip for everyone. Too bad your reputation is all ruined now. After all these years of keeping it up, I'm sure it won't get you fired. But I don't know about the promotion, especially if you're having issues with your colleagues now.
No way. Laura, please don't forsake me. If my career is over, so is my life. But if I at least have my family, I'll be able to get back on my feet again. Give me a chance. I miss the kids. I want to talk to Mel again.
No.
Why? I'm begging you. Why won't you listen to me? Do you not care what happens to me? You can't be that heartless.
You're having a tantrum. You know what you sound like? A baby.
Hi, Mommy. Have you spoken to Daddy?
Yes.
What did he say?
That he wants to see you, Mel. What do you think? Do you want to see Daddy?
I did before.
What about now?
I think I understand now. After hearing you talk to Grandpa, Daddy did something very bad, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It was very bad. He made you and everyone else very sad. Mommy was very sad too.
I know. I saw you crying in the middle of the night. My teacher taught us at school that if we fight, we have to apologize and shake hands again. But if you do something very, very bad, sometimes you won't be forgiven even if you say sorry. Daddy did something very, very bad. So, I don't want to see him anymore. Not until he is really, really, really sorry.
Are you sure?
Yes. He needs to know he hurt everyone.
Okay, you're a very mature young lady, you know. In fact, I think you're the most mature among us. Teddy's father was furious to find out what he had done to his family. He cut all ties with Teddy, so he won't be able to get any sort of help from his father in the future. At work, the rumor really did affect his relationship with co-workers. He soon got repositioned and moved to a tiny branch office in the suburbs. The promotion he was dying to get is no longer in sight, and his salary was probably cut down as well. But in order to pay for child support, I doubt he can quit his job that easily. Until Mel can forgive him, Teddy will have to spend his days in atonement. As for me, I'm helping out my father's new business while studying to become a social worker. I want to be able to raise my children on my own, so I hope to start a career very soon. Life is very busy with a baby in the house, but Mel is a great sister. She takes care of her sister better than I do. It'll be just us 3 girls, but I know we have a very happy life ahead of us.
Hi, George.
Ward! If it's money you want, I'm not lending you any.
It's not about money. There's something I want to talk to you about. I told you about how I'm dating this girl, right? I'm thinking about proposing.
Really?
Really?
Is that the girl you were talking to Brad at the end of the year party? Isn't it kinda sudden? You two have only been dating for half a month, right?
Helen's the one for me. She's smart, pretty, and kind as well. Apparently she studied abroad before and can speak English and French.
Wow!
Right? She's some sort of princess. Both how she looks and how she acts is just so refined.
Where'd you meet a girl like that? You sure you're good enough for her?
Shut up. She's the one who approached me, you know. You see me for what's on the inside, she said. She said she's never met anyone like me before.
Is that so?
You don't actually believe me, do you? Anyways, I'm gonna propose to her.
Well, I guess you should propose to her as soon as she's as good as you say, before someone else gets her.
Don't jinx it. What I wanted to ask you was this. I was planning on inviting Helen to dinner and proposing then, but I had no idea what restaurant to go to, so I wanted to ask you. You manage a restaurant, right? You should know someplace good.
If that's what this is, Brad, then why not come to our restaurant? We'll do our best to do whatever you want us to do.
What? You do that for me? Isn't the restaurant you manage really popular? I heard that even getting a reservation was difficult.
It's an important day for a friend, right? I'll prepare the best seats for you two.
Thanks a lot. I knew you'd be there for me.
Cut it, Erd!
Well, thanks for the dinner then.
Who said it was free?
Alright, Helen. I'll go in and wait in the restaurant, okay? Tell me if you don't know where it is, alright? I'll come and find you.
Got it. Sorry for being late. I'm currently trying to find my way on Google Maps. I'll be there soon, probably.
What do you mean, probably? You really are bad with directions, aren't you?
But I've never even been there before. It's a friend's restaurant, right?
Yep. It's this really famous French restaurant. It's pretty high class and the food's delicious as well. I know you're gonna love it. I even got us VIP seats.
Wow, I'm so excited. So you're currently sitting alone at the VIP seat of a high-class restaurant? Quite the amusing picture.
Cut it! I already know that I don't exactly fit in at places like this. So come quick, will you? Be careful, though.
I can't do both. Wait, I think I see it.
There's French written on the front, right?
I found it, but what is this?
You mean what does the French say? Apparently it's the name of the restaurant, but I can't really remember what it was. Tell them my name when you come in the restaurant, alright? They'll probably show you where I'm sitting. Helen, what's up? Did you get in the restaurant? Don't tell me you went into the wrong place. Helen, you there?
Are you there, Harry? There's something I want to apologize to you about today.
You have nothing to apologize for. It's me who should apologize. I know you guys probably had these amazing dishes prepared for us, but we just wasted all your effort, right? I waited for 2 hours outside the restaurant, but in the end, you didn't come. Well, I guess there goes my plan to propose to Helen. I'm sorry, you helped me so much by giving advice and letting us eat at your restaurant.
Well, at least I succeeded.
What?
Sorry, Harry. It's not that you failed. I had Helen go home.
What are you talking about? I don't get it. This is some sort of joke, right? If so, it's not very funny.
It's not a joke. I arranged it so that Helen wouldn't come.
What? Stop messing around. I thought you were a friend. Just what did you do to Helen?
I really can't blame you for hating me. It was just something that I wanted to do. But before I tell you about what happened, there's something I want to tell you about first.
What is it? This better be really good, otherwise I don't know what I'll do to you. Because I'm really pissed right now.
Got it. The reason Helen didn't come today has to do with the French written at the front of the restaurant.
The French? That was the name of the restaurant, right?
I guess that you wouldn't notice since it was written in French, but there was something like, I know what you're planning. Justin Brower, written there.
What? I don't get it. Why'd Helen go home after seeing that?
2 years, I met this man named Justin Brower at work. There was this woman named Casey he was proposed to, but Casey's parents were in debt apparently. Justin gave $30K so that Casey could help her parents. A few days later, Casey just suddenly disappeared.
So, you're saying he got scammed, right?
Yerp. It was too late after he realized what had happened too, since apparently this Casey was just lying from the beginning.
What's this have to do with Helen?
This Helen of yours sounded a lot like the woman Justin got scammed by, judging on what he said about her. The looks and grace of a princess, how she could speak multiple languages, including a bit of French. Apparently she would also often say this to Justin, "You see me for what's on the inside. I've never met any guy like you before."
So you're saying that Helen and this Casey are the same person? Things like this only happen in movies. Don't accuse Helen of being a scammer based on just that weak evidence of yours.
Then explain to me why Helen went home.
It's because there were these strange words written on the front.
You know that can't be true. There are tons of restaurants named after random words borrowed from a foreign language. I mean, I guess I know what you're planning. Justin Brower is on the strange side.
Can you have at least shown this Justin Brower a picture of Helen first? I'm pretty sure I have pictures of her on my Instagram.
I wanted to do that, But apparently Justin got a new number, and now I can't get in contact. I only knew his office number, you see? We were barely acquaintances.
But couldn't you have at least told me first? Yeah, I might have gotten mad, but...
Sorry for that. I really was torn on whether to tell you or not, but I couldn't just call your girlfriend a scammer without any proof, couldn't I?
Maybe that's true, but...
I thought I would have been able to contact Justin before you proposed to her, but the people at the company he used to work at take so long to reply, which is why I decided to find out myself. Only the woman who scammed Justin would have been able to understand that message.
Yeah, but... It's possible she went home for another reason. It's possible that Helen and this Casey just happen to have the same characteristics, too.
That's impossible!
What?
I was able to contact Justin just now. I showed him a picture of Helen, and sure enough, it was the same person.
That can't be right. Helen's a scammer? She was such a nice person.
Must be a shock, huh? It looked like you really did love her and seemed so happy.
That's right. Helen was so wonderful. She was the person I was thinking of marrying. She was so wonderful that even if she was a scammer, I'd still consider staying with her. Of course, that's only if she really does love me.
Harry, I didn't know you loved her that much. I guess I didn't have the right to stop you. I'm sorry for taking matters into my own hands and testing her. It's alright if you hate me. But I just thought that if you were scammed just like Justin was, then you would be even more hurt than you are now. I just couldn't stand by and watch. You're a dear friend to me after all.
I know that already. I know you're not the type of person to lie to me at times like this, George. The fact that you did it for my sake too, I believe. But Helen was special to me and I still can't wrap my head around the situation.
You believe me?
Of course. I've known you way longer than I have Helen, but you understand, right? I know it's true in my head, but a part of me still doesn't want to believe.
I'd probably feel the same in your situation.
I believe what you're saying, but I still want to believe Helen too. Which is why I need to settle things on my own. I need to ask Helen herself how she feels.
Harry, you truly were impressive. You're just so forgiving and even too kind sometimes. Which is why I worry about you.
The part about being so forgiving was enough, alright?
My bad. Just tell me something if there's something I can help you with. I'll do everything I can.
Thanks. Could you tell me how to contact this, Justin Brower? Where are you, Helen? I'm worried because I haven't been able to contact you since yesterday. Please reply. My friend who owned the restaurant said something strange yesterday. He told me you were dangerous and I should break up with you as soon as possible. I got mad at him for insulting you, so cut ties with him. I thought he was a friend. I'm so disappointed. Did he say something weird to you? If that's the case, then I'm truly sorry. He was probably just jealous I had a wonderful girlfriend like you, but now there's no one to bother us. So why don't the two of us just live together from now on, right?
Harry!
Helen! Oh, I'm so glad. I was so worried about you.
I got a call saying that my father had collapsed. I went over to my parents' house immediately. I was so shocked I forgot to contact you. Sorry. I probably won't be able to meet you for a while. I have to help around the house and take care of my father, you know?
What? Is your father alright?
Yeah, barely. He had a stroke, so he's not exactly healthy, though.
I see. Where are you now? At your parents' house?
I'm currently on my way to my house. I thought I would pack my stuff and move to my parents' house.
It must be hard, huh? No need to worry about me, alright? You know, I was planning on proposing to you yesterday.
Oh, really? Sorry, I just disappeared at such a time.
Don't worry about it. It was the obvious decision to prioritize your father. That's why I want to help you in these tough times. Is there anything I can do for you? Of course, you can just forget about me if I'm being a hassle.
No way, are you a hassle? I'm glad, really. I was actually hoping you would help. It seems that we're thinking the same way.
Really?
But there's this tiny problem I have.
What is it?
My father's been in bad health for a while now and hasn't been able to work for a long time. He's in quite a large debt right now.
How much debt?
30,000.
That much?
It's surprising, huh? I'm really glad I'll be able to marry you, but I need to take care of his debt first. Otherwise, I won't really be able to have time and money to get married.
I see.
And also, I'm really sorry I have to ask you, but...
I understand what you're trying to say, Helen. You want me to lend you 30K, right?
What?
Wow, it's just how Justin said it would go. I'm shocked, really.
What's wrong? Who's Justin?
Justin Brower. It's the person you scammed 30K from 2 years ago.
What are you talking about? I don't understand.
You saw the French written at the front of the restaurant and was shocked, weren't you?
You wrote that?
The owner of the restaurant wrote it to protect me from you. I heard about it all later on. My friend was an acquaintance of Justin Brower's and heard about you from him. He told me you sounded a lot like the woman Justin got scammed by.
What?
I was mad at first after he accused my girlfriend of being a scammer. But my friend isn't the type to lie. And I even had Justin Brower take a look at a picture of you. I had a conversation with Justin yesterday and he told me a lot about you. Everything was the same with us as it was for you and him. From how we met until you scammed 30K off him. I finally realized I was being lied to. Tell me, were you planning on this from the start? Was everything you told me a lie? You know, if you apologized to Justin Brower and made it up to him, I'd consider...
You really are an idiot, aren't you? There's no way I'm doing such a thing. I was so close.
Helen, actually, that's not actually your name, is it? What you said about your parents being rich and your father being ill, and everything else you told me about yourself was a lie? Why would a rich man be in debt in the first place? It's only been half a month since we met.
Why would a woman like that go out with you in the first place? I thought I found an idiot I could easily scam. Such a shame, really. If you get it already, then don't contact me anymore. You really get on my nerves.
What you're doing is a crime, you know? I didn't give you any money yet, but Justin proposed to you and all. You two even bought an apartment, right? Will you please stop hurting any more people? Apologize to Mr. Brower and turn yourself in. Justin wasn't the only person you scammed, right? There must be plenty of others.
Are you trying to be a hero or something? That's so sad. Why would I turn myself in? Obviously, I'm going to run and get out of all of it. What an idiot. Thanks for buying me bags and serving me dinner. That was fun.
I see. I'm glad I found out you're actually a terrible person. To be honest, I wasn't quite ready to give you up. Thanks. You really should take your time to reconsider things while in jail.
What? What are you talking about?
You said you were heading to your house, right? Mr. Brower and I already called the cops. You're in there getting ready to run and hide, aren't you? Justin and the others should be there soon.
You lied to me?
You're the one who lied, Helen. I wanted you to make up for your crimes. I was even prepared to stay with you if you really did love me. Even if you were a scammer.
Quit messing around. Don't push your feelings on me. I don't like you even one bit. I'm not forgiving you. Remember this.
Truly, I'm an idiot, aren't I? Only an idiot would be fooled by someone like you. But there's a bright side. I'll probably forget about you right away considering how dumb I am. But apparently Mr. Brower's not as forgiving as I am. And he's still holding it against you. Apparently he hired this really good lawyer. And was talking about how he would have you crushed in court.
I said quit messing with me. Hey, why are the police surrounding my house?
What, you didn't expect it? Tons of people were fooled by you, Helen. The police are quite eager to catch you after what you did.
I got it! Save me, please, Harry! I want you to tell them that I'm no longer in the house if you let me go. I promise to never do anything like that again. I'll live a clean life. I'll support you as your wife from now on, so please.
I might have been fooled again if you'd said that to me before showing your true self. But you can't just let criminals get off without any punishment, you know? In fact, I'm the one who called the cops.
That's enough. I couldn't take any of your money, and now this. You really are useless, Harry. I'm never going anywhere near a guy like you again. Why not just stay single forever, idiot?
If that's the case, then you're doing the guys in the world a favor. It's the first time I've met someone as horrible as you. Thanks for being an asshole till the end, Helen. George!
Oh, did they finish talking to you? Nice work!
Thanks for helping me with everything. You saved my life.
You're exaggerating.
Sorry for getting mad at first. There probably would have been even more victims if you hadn't done anything. You truly are amazing.
Stop it! You're giving me this weird feeling.
So, what are you doing right now? Why don't we go out and drink?
Oh, I'm getting rid of the French I wrote on the front of the restaurant. I can't just have "I know what you're doing, Justin Brower" written on the front forever. I'm going to have you pay for the cleaning, okay?
What? You know, I am the guy who just found out that the girlfriend he was planning on proposing to was actually a scammer. It'd be nice if you're a bit more sympathetic, you know?
Then come and help. I'll serve you some good wine when we're done.
Alright, it is partly my fault.
It really is a hassle having a friend like you.
I'll be sure to be more careful with girls from now on. But if I happen to mess up again, I'm counting on you, George. After that, Helen was tried at court and was forced to pay $50,000 to Justin Brower. The $30,000 she stole, plus an extra $20,000 for the psychological damage she caused. Not only that, but she was also sent to prison for 5 years on the charge of scamming multiple people. Currently, Helen is in a prison for women, and just living a life far from the luxury she was accustomed to. Being stuck in prison must be torture for someone that used to live an easy life based on the money and gifts she tricked guys into giving her. Now that she isn't able to go to any more beauty salons, Helen's appearance slowly worsens with each appearance at court. Mr. Brower even said that she looked like a completely different person when he visited her in prison. I hope she spends the next 5 years reconsidering her actions. As with me, I was quite shocked and hurt by this whole incident, so I decided to spend some time to heal. I went camping with George this one time, just for fun, and found out that I actually loved camping. Every day is so much fun, so I think I'll enjoy being single for a bit longer. And if in the future I find a new girlfriend I want to propose to, I'll make sure to ask for George's advice first.
Are you home right now, Lisa?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm heading home right now.
What? Already?
I can already see the house. I'll be there immediately.
Now's not a really good time. I've got an online meeting coming up.
It's fine. Just do your work. I'll just come and leave without bothering you. Just leave the door unlocked, will you?
The door's already unlocked. What are you going to be doing here?
What? Isn't it obvious? I'm just coming to give you some food I cooked.
Mrs. Johnson, I appreciate the gesture, but I don't really need the food. We've already got a lot of food to eat at our house.
But I'm sure my son wants to eat his mother's food once in a while. I made a lot just so I could give you some.
You do know that I'm a food researcher, right? I make all kinds of food every day. I always serve my family the best food. So we really do have enough to eat, Mrs. Johnson.
Quit bragging. You say you're a food researcher, but you basically just do housework, right? It's not much more than being a housewife.
Actually, no. I pity my son and grandchildren for having to eat the things you make for this hobby of yours. Put yourself in their shoes for once, won't you? I don't make food as a hobby. The recipes I make have been well thought out, and I'm proud to release them to the public. It's not like I force them to eat the failures I make as well. I have confidence in every aspect of my cooking: taste, nutrition, and looks.
Well, they do look good, I guess. But there's no way that they're healthier than old-fashioned food that I make. It's food that my son has been eating since he was born, after all. Nothing tastes better than the mother's cooking.
I get it. Leave your food at our house if you wish. We'll eat it gratefully.
You should have said that at the start. You really are a strange wife.
But please don't take any food from our house, all right? You always take food to eat for dinner, don't you?
I already took some.
What? You already got here?
The food I brought is in the fridge. I took some food in return.
You didn't take the salted pork, did you?
You mean the big slab of pork? It looked like it was about to rot, so I brought it home.
I had it prepared from the day before, and we were planning on eating it tonight. It's my son's favorite, so please bring it back.
But I'm already on my way home. If you didn't want me to take it, then you should have written a note saying so. How confusing.
But didn't you just suddenly barge in?
What do you mean, barge in? I brought some food because I was worried about my son's health.
I'm grateful for the food you gave, but please don't take food from us. My son and husband always look forward to the food I make. They even ask me what's for dinner every evening.
You're saying that your food, which only looks good, is better than my cooking? Don't be ridiculous. Is it fun making fun of others' goodwill?
Mrs. Johnson, I'm going to tell you this straight. What you're doing is a nuisance. Please don't bring any of your food anymore.
What? You've got some nerve saying such things. Such a rude wife. Ungrateful, too. Remember this. I brought some meat and potatoes today.
What? You came over to our house today?
You're so careless leaving your son alone in the house.
It's fine, it's just for a short while. He's already in elementary school after all.
Your son was there, so I went in and left some food.
Didn't I tell you that it was fine if you didn't bring any more food?
Today's the last day. You tell me that my food is unwanted even when I'm bringing it out of goodwill. To be honest, you hurt my feelings, so I won't be bringing any more food.
It's fine if all you do is bring food, but I don't understand why you always have to insult my work and take home the food my family's been looking forward to.
Insult? But I've only been saying the truth. You say you're a food researcher, but that's basically just a housewife that only cooks, right?
I don't really think insulting a job like that is a good idea. If you say things like that in public, people are going to call you out.
Stop scolding me. You're just my son's wife, right?
Why not just stop doing things that will get you scolded? Oh, and about the meat and potatoes? You do know that my son and husband can't eat it, right?
Really?
There's no way you didn't know this. Oh, and I'm currently on a diet, so I won't be able to eat it either.
Don't waste the food I brought. Eat it, will you? I made a lot.
A lot?
Enjoy the flavor, okay? Someone whose job revolves around food won't just throw it out, right?
Fine, I'll eat it.
Oh, and I brought some of the soup you made with me, all right?
Again?
I'll stop bringing you food since you hate it so much. But I'll come and take some food every now and then, all right? I need to check if the food you're giving to your family is safe to eat.
What do you mean, check?
I'd hate if my son or grandson fell ill because of your cooking, you see. Take care of the meat and potatoes, okay? It's sure to be better than the food you make.
Lisa, just what are you thinking?
Andy? What's the matter?
My mother collapsed because of the food you made. What did you give her? You must have put some sort of poison in there, didn't you?
Poison?
It's the curry you made. She collapsed right after eating the curry you made. Her mouth was foaming. She hit her head and had to get stitches.
I'm pretty sure she's the one who made that.
Mother said that she was pushed by you.
So, that's how it is. Andy, that's a lie she must have told you.
A lie?
I'll show you my smartphone, so take a look at the conversations your mother and I have been having. I've never given her any of my food willingly. She always just takes the food from our fridge.
Why would she do such a thing?
She always insults my cooking. Maybe she thought just taking our food was wrong, so she always left some of her food, which we didn't ask for as well. I told her to stop, but she wouldn't.
Is this true?
Ask my husband if you want. The food he wants to eat is always taken, and in return, he's always given food he doesn't want. He's pretty unsatisfied with the whole situation as well. Now she just takes our food without giving anything, though.
But you said Mother was the one who made the curry, right?
2 days ago, Mrs. Johnson brought some meat and potatoes.
But my son and husband hate it, and I'm on a diet. So my husband turned the meat and potatoes into curry so that they could eat it.
You're saying that's what Mother ate?
She must have snuck in and stole it again without knowing that it was something she made in the first place.
You guys didn't eat it?
I had a small taste, but I was fine. But it must be the curry's fault that my stomach feels strange. I'm glad I noticed before my son and husband ate it. I wonder what was in those meat and potatoes.
Did Mother know that you were the only one who could eat the meat and potatoes? I wonder if this means that she put something in it to make you sick.
That must be the case. We've had arguments over my cooking previously. This must have been her trying to get revenge.
I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of my own mother.
How is she?
She hit her head and was unconscious for a while, but she's regained consciousness and has been insulting you ever since.
Her attitude towards me has been terrible since a while back. She always insults my work. I don't know what she put in those meat and potatoes, but this is a crime, right?
Yes, it is. Quite a heavy one as well.
Why don't we meet and talk things over, Andy? I'll show you how my mother has been treating me.
Ugh, my head hurts. The doctor said that there may be after effects. That Lisa is such a bitch. I'll have George divorce her as soon as I leave the hospital.
What are you talking about, Mother? Isn't it your own fault you collapsed?
What are you talking about? It's because that bitch of a wife put some sort of poison in the curry I ate. It's her fault that...
But aren't you the one who made it? You still haven't noticed? The curry you ate was originally the meat and potatoes you gave her.
What? The meat and potatoes? You forced her to take it, right?
No one would eat it, so they turned into curry, she said. The one you stole and ate.
That was... I guess it did kind of smell like meat and potatoes.
It's so lucky that you were the one who ate it and not them. I'm glad only you were the one who got hurt.
What do you mean by that?
You know what you did was a crime, right? What if Lisa was the one who got hospitalized? Just imagining it makes me shiver.
What is it with you? Quit over-exaggerating.
But didn't you just collapse and hit your head? If it was Lisa and not you, then you truly would be the criminal.
What do you mean, criminal?
I don't know about these after effects of yours, but I know that I won't be helping you all right. I'm not even going to visit you in the hospital anymore.
You plan on leaving your mother?
Yes. Goodbye.
This is Lisa. It seems you ate the curry and collapsed, and that there was foam coming out of your mouth. Just what did you put in those meat and potatoes?
You bitch! Why'd you turn the meat and potatoes into curry?
Because no one would eat it. My husband and son would eat it as long as it tasted different.
You really are bothersome.
Well, I did leave it as it was for one day, but neither my son or husband would eat it. I thought that reusing the ingredients would be better than just throwing it away. I'm so glad you stole it before anyone else could eat it.
So you didn't even eat a bit of what someone gave you as a gift?
I had a little as a taste test. My stomach felt strange after that, though. I'm thinking of going to the doctor if it gets worse.
Why didn't you eat it? I told you to eat it, all right?
And didn't I tell you that I couldn't? Did you hear a word I said?
Right? Shut up. You've insulted me again. You better get ready for when I get out of the hospital.
Shouldn't you be worrying about yourself more? It seems that Andy won't be talking to you anymore. My family plans on doing the same. I told George about what happened, and it seems he was quite disappointed in you.
What? Even George?
Anyway, Mrs. Johnson, is what you're saying about the after effects true?
Yes. The doctor said something about how there might be abnormalities in the brain. He said that there might be numbness in the feet and hands, and even memory loss later on. And you're saying that you all are going to leave me?
Yes. You no longer have any family to support you. So, good luck on your own.
You wretch!
Do you still plan on taking that attitude towards me? Why don't you take a moment and think about the situation you're in? As long as I don't forgive you, There's no way your family will either.
You're telling me to apologize.
Nothing good will come if you keep taking that attitude. You'll probably never see your children ever again. Oh wait, I guess that's already guaranteed.
Don't steal my children from me.
There's something I want to ask you. Just what did you put in those meat and potatoes?
That was pesticide, but I only put a little.
But you collapsed and foamed from your mouth, so it must have been pretty strong. Anyone knows that pesticide is toxic. It would have been really bad if a child had eaten it. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't forgive you.
But you're the one who started it by refusing my cooking.
In my opinion, cooking is something that's supposed to make people happy. It's the central idea of my work. You have no right to go around giving people that food of yours. Please live the rest of your life alone, so that no one will have to eat your cooking ever again. After that, it seems that Mrs. Johnson was quite troubled by the after effects of hitting her head. Decline in language ability, numbness of the hands and feet, insomnia, and decline of vision were just some of the symptoms. It seems that she has to undergo rehabilitation. She had no family to support her, and it seems she really had to do it all by herself. But she must have lost the will, and eventually stopped going to the hospital and now just stays in her house. I sometimes meet Andy, and we get along for the most part. She's apologized to me for what her mother did, but it's not her fault. As someone whose job revolves around cooking, I can't forgive what Mrs. Johnson did. What she did was a straight crime. I, on the other hand, will continue to make food that makes people happy.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Sally, I'm on my way home right now. I just got on the train.
You're pretty late today as well.
Really? Oh, I thought I could come home earlier than yesterday, though.
Yeah, but it's already after 9.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I couldn't make it earlier. But because I'm usually even later than this, now 9 actually feels kind of early to me.
I can see that, but you really have been working super late. Is everything okay?
That's pretty hard, I have to admit, but there's nothing for me to do but get through it. I do really want to be able to go home earlier, though.
This is a bit too much overtime for one person. It's almost every day now. Is work really that busy that you have to stay so late?
Remember how I said my company is trying to expand into other fields? Well, because of that, there is a lot of work we have to do that we haven't done before. And everything is a bit of a mess since we're not used to this sort of thing. There's so much to do that even with all this overtime, we aren't making a dent.
It's annoying to have to deal with the company's decisions. But I guess if they don't expand into different fields, then they might get left behind. I guess there's nothing to do about it.
Yeah, there's not much I can say to them either. Or at least it won't do much good. But having to stay so late each day is really wearing on me. I would at least like to be home before Lisa goes to sleep.
Sorry, but Lisa already went to bed. I put her to sleep about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, damn, I didn't make it. I thought it was a little earlier today, so she would still be awake. Not being able to see her makes all this harder.
You used to always come home by 7 and eat dinner with us too. Lisa also said that she misses you and wants to see you more.
Really? She said that?
Yeah, she did. She tried really hard to stay up today until you came home. But in the end, she couldn't do it and fell asleep on the couch.
Oh, she's so cute. Just the image of that makes me feel like I can keep going with work no matter how bad it is.
Is it bad? Apart from being busy, that is? You always used to say that work was fairly fun.
This time, though, I got asked to do the thing I hate the most.
What's that?
I have to go on a business trip.
Whoa, that is pretty rare.
I know it's been almost 3 years since I last had to go. I really didn't want to go if I didn't have to. But I really couldn't say no to it.
Yeah, it's not really up to you to choose what you do at work. So, when is it then?
From next Friday until the following Monday.
Oh, that's pretty long too.
Yeah, I know. And I lose both my Saturday and Sunday. I'm not happy about that. Those are the days I can usually spend with Lisa.
That's true. I'm sure Lisa will feel a little lonely.
Yeah, I won't be able to play with her all week. I hope she doesn't get too sulky.
I'm sure she won't do that. She's already in grade school, so she's old enough to understand that some things can't be helped. Plus, I can do something with her instead. She probably won't be upset as you might think.
Something about that makes you a little upset.
It's better than her being sulky though, isn't it? It's good for me and her to do something together with just the two girls. And there's something we can do that we never can when you're around.
What? What's that? Why can't you do when I'm around?
Go and eat some fast food for dinner. You hate junk food, right? So we can never really go and get it. But if it's Lisa and me, then we can go from time to time. And then it means I don't have to clean up afterwards. So it's easy for me.
That's true. Eating out is always good. I want to go out with you guys too, though.
It's good for you to let your hair down on your own sometimes too. I know I do it. You should enjoy your business trip. You haven't been on one in a while.
Did you see the weather, Wolf?
No, I didn't. Why?
Looks like there's a storm coming and tomorrow's going to be rainy really strong.
Oh, but you have to leave for your trip tomorrow. You're pretty unlucky, aren't you?
Tell me about it. And it makes me want to go even less now.
Traveling in the rain can be a real pain. And you have more stuff than normal since it's a longer trip.
I know, right? It's so annoying to have to move around in the rain and through puddles. I thought I was depressed about going before, but now it's even worse.
It doesn't change that much whether it's a rainy day or a clear one. Plus, once you get to the airport, it won't matter too much. Maybe there will be a bit of turbulence, but that's it.
But even getting there is annoying.
Then why not catch a cab? Then you can just sit back and go straight from here.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm just complaining because I don't want to go. I really wish they'd sent someone else.
I know how you feel, but if you keep complaining about it, it will just make things worse. Why not try view this a bit of a fun trip and try to enjoy it?
You're right, I should. I'll do my best to be more positive about it.
Okay, do your best. Did you get all your stuff packed already?
Yeah, for the most part. Have to be up at 1 after all.
Okay, got it. Should I wake up with you and make you some breakfast?
Nah, don't worry about it. I'll just get something to eat from the airport. Take your time and sleep in tomorrow.
Thanks, but I'll try to wake up if I can.
Alice, what are you doing right now?
Oh, did you arrive already? Sorry that I couldn't wake up in the morning. I tried, but in the end, just couldn't do it.
I don't care about that. What are you doing? Where are you?
What? I'm with Lisa at a friend's house. Today it was raining, so we couldn't take them to the park. We thought the kids would be bored inside all day, so we thought we could let them play together.
Really?
Yeah, really. What is this all of a sudden? Are you really that interested in what we're doing?
Yeah, I am.
Come on, you just arrived for your business trip, and you have to be there till midweek.
I'm worried about it because you're lying to me. You're not at a friend's house right now, are you?
What? What are you talking about? Why would I lie about something like that? I really am at a friend's house. And Lisa is also having fun playing here.
Lisa was completely drenched here outside of the house, and she was alone. Where the hell are you right now?
What? She soaked through?
When she woke up and couldn't find you, she ran around looking for you apparently. And then she sat outside the front door, waiting for you to come home.
Wait a second. What do you mean she was outside the house? Are you with her right now? Aren't you supposed to be on your business trip?
I'm at home right now.
What? Why? What happened to your trip?
It got cancelled. The rain was getting so bad that the flights were grounded and then eventually cancelled. I got a call from work while I was waiting at the airport and they told me that it had been called off.
What? Then why didn't you tell me that earlier?
I thought I would come home and surprise you and Lisa, but I was the one who was surprised when I got home. You weren't there, and Lisa was soaking waiting outside.
So that's what happened?
Yeah. So, what are you doing that was important enough to leave Lisa all alone?
Oh, sorry. I actually just went out to do some shopping.
Then why'd you lie to me before? That isn't something that you need to hide from me.
Well, I thought you might get upset if you knew I left Lisa at home alone. So I just made up that story to kind of cover my tracks. Sorry about that.
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? If you can't think of anything good, then just don't bother with the stupid excuses.
It's not an excuse.
Then why is the car still in the driveway? You always take the car when you go to the store. Plus, in this rain, it's even more of a reason to take the car.
It's because of the rain that I didn't take it. The visibility is low and it's dangerous to drive in weather like this. That's why I didn't drive.
There's no one stupid enough to walk to the store for some groceries in this kind of rain. Plus, it seems like you're in quite a hurry to leave the house. There's a bunch of makeup thrown around the table. You almost never wear makeup, but you're telling me that you made yourself up to go to the grocery store?
Even I like to do my makeup every now and then.
And then your favorite dress is also missing from the closet. You know? The one you said that you only want to wear on special occasions. Where'd you go wearing that? Because it definitely wasn't to Walmart.
You even looked inside the closet?
Oh, cut it out already!
I don't know what you're suspecting me of, but stop the random searches.
But it's all pretty strange, don't you think? You're not cheating or something, are you?
Of course I'm not. Why would you even say that?
Anyone would be suspicious in these circumstances. But it's not the cheating that I'm most angry about. How could you leave Lisa all alone in weather this bad? There was even a tornado warning.
I just went to the store to buy some things and was planning to be back soon. I thought it would be okay to leave her for just a while. I never thought that she might go outside to look for me.
She was worried that something might have happened to you. Lisa ran down the street looking for you.
She didn't just go outside. She ran down the street too.
Do you even know how bad it is? Some areas are close to flooding even. It's not safe for a little kid to be outside by herself in weather like this. Seriously, what were you thinking?
But I left her a note saying that I would be back soon. I thought she would be okay to be at home and would just wait inside.
Really, did you? Well, she probably didn't notice. Or maybe she was still worried even with the note. She's still little, so you never know what she might do.
But since she's home now, it means that she's fine, right?
No, she isn't. What happened? She was out in the rain for so long that she isn't feeling well. And her feet are all scratched up because she ran out barefoot.
Is she okay though?
I took her to the emergency room quickly and we just got back. But they said that some bacteria might have gotten into the scratches and there's a chance that she might get an infection. Think about how dirty the water filling up in the streets must be. They kept her in the hospital for a few hours, but then told me to take her home and let her rest there.
At least she got looked after. Thank God for that.
Do you even understand what you've done? She's lucky to get away with just a fever and some cuts, but who knows what could have happened? You have no right to call yourself a parent.
I'm sorry, I never thought that something like this would have just happened. I realized I did something really stupid this time. Anyway, I'll be home as soon as I can.
Don't bother coming back here. I don't want to see your face at all.
Ben, I can't breathe properly. You need to help me.
I don't care. I'm busy looking after Lisa right now. The poor thing. She has a fever of over 100 degrees.
I have a fever even worse than that. Plus I'm coughing a lot and it's getting worse and worse. You know that I have asthma, so these things affect me really hard. If it gets any worse than this, I'll probably get pneumonia.
Really? Sounds pretty bad then.
Don't be so cold. This is your fault that this happened. You should care a little more.
My fault? What's my fault?
You didn't let me into the house yesterday. I was waiting out there in the rain for ages and ages, but you still didn't open the door. That's why I got sick.
I told you not to come back here. I told you that I didn't want to see your face.
But there was a storm outside. How could you leave me out there?
It's because I confirmed that you really were cheating and I couldn't forgive you for that.
I'm not doing that. I told you that yesterday too.
I found the bag that you were hiding in the back of the closet. It was full of lingerie and a hotel member's card. How are you going to explain that? I've never seen any of those things in my life.
That stuff? It's just a bag that I'm keeping for a friend.
And which friend would that be?
I can't tell you that. It would be embarrassing for her.
So then, you can't clear up my doubts. Should I ask around to your friends and see if you're telling the truth?
Don't do that.
And stop piling up the stupid lies one on top of the other. It's just going to make me angrier and angrier.
I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry for cheating.
Oh, so you admit it. Seriously, you cut it out with these stupid excuses. They're not believable and they just annoy me more.
I'm sorry that I lied to you too, but I never thought that it would turn into this huge thing. And what happened to Lisa too, I never wanted that to happen.
If you had done that on purpose, then I would have slapped you. But even if you didn't plan for it to happen, doesn't mean I have to forgive you. You left her all alone and this is what happened because of it.
But she's fine in the end, right? Sure, she got a fever, but that's all that ended up happening.
You can just stay wherever you are and suffer on your own. I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Wait a second. I think if I stay like this, then something bad really might happen. My fever is insanely high right now, and I can't stop coughing.
And so what?
I probably got pneumonia at this point. You might not know, but pneumonia can be really dangerous.
I do know that. One of my grandmothers passed from it.
And I'm in that situation right now. Please come pick me up and take me to the hospital.
Who would go do that? You're an adult, so take yourself there.
I'm begging you. I'm at the hotel near the station.
What are you doing in a place like that on your own? Why not go to your lover's house and have him look after you? Or maybe did he decide to break things off?
I can't go to his house. He's also married.
Oh, double cheating, is it? I feel bad for his wife, too.
I really think that what I did was horrible to you. And that goes for Lisa as well. But could you just put that aside for now and help me? I think if I don't see a doctor soon, things will get really bad.
Fine. Tell me the address of the hotel.
Thank you so much. You'll come, right?
No, I'm not coming. I'll just call an ambulance for you to the hotel.
How can you be so cruel? Don't you care what happens to me?
I help you right now because you're ill. That's why I'm calling you an ambulance. But I don't have the compassion to do any more for you than that.
Don't you think I've been punished enough already? Look at the state that I'm in.
You can't be saying that seriously, right? Lisa didn't do anything wrong and look what happened to her. Your punishment is going to be from here on out.
What punishment?
You're going to lose your family and the house you live in. You're going to move out and I'll have you pay child support for Lisa. Of course, I'm going to get primary custody of her.
You mean you're going to divorce me?
Of course I am.
I don't want that. I will never cheat on you again. I'll do anything, but please forgive me.
What use will anything you do have? It doesn't matter what you do. You hurt our daughter, and I will never forgive you for that. You can cry and apologize all you like. You can try and make me feel sorry for you, but it will do nothing. The only thing you can do for us now is to just disappear from our sight. After that, Sally made her own way to the hospital without needing an ambulance. It turns out that she was pretty close to developing pneumonia. In the end, she had to stay at the hospital for a few days after she came in. I went to visit her while she was in there one time, but it wasn't to check on her or see how she was doing. Instead, it was to talk to her about the divorce. Due to what she felt was my cold attitude, she broke down crying in the hospital bed, but I didn't relent or change my mind. I talked to her politely and businesslike, but not kindly, and in the end, she finally signed the papers for me. I also found out who she'd been cheating on me with and told his wife about what had been going on. Later, I found out that this was not the first time that Sally had left Lisa at home by herself so that she could go out and cheat. Thanks to that, I was able to win the custody rights for Lisa, and there weren't complaints from any other family members. Even Sally's parents didn't say anything against it. They fully understood why I did what I did. 3 days after everything happened, Lisa's fever finally went down, and she is now as healthy as ever. I'm incredibly grateful that she is fine and nothing serious came of this. I know well that it could have been much worse. From now on, I will do my best to make sure that Lisa doesn't have to experience anything like that ever again, and to raise her with all the love I can as her father.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hi, Haley. Do you prefer red or white wine today? Tell me and I'll pick some up.
Whoa, someone's in a good mood. What's the occasion, Jacob? I thought you were out for drinks with your coworkers tonight. Is it over?
Yes, it is. I'm already at the liquor shop in town to pick up some wine for you now. So, red or white?
I don't know though. I have so much to do tomorrow morning. I couldn't finish cleaning today and I have to do laundry. Should I even have a drink? I don't want to be hungover while doing all the chores.
You don't have to worry about the chores. I'm off tomorrow, so let me take care of it. So you can have as much as you want tonight.
Really? Are you sure? What's gotten into you? Are you trying to butter me up because you want something from me?
No, I just think you deserve to sit down and enjoy the evening over some good wine. And I'm also trying to show you my appreciation. I've been inspired by my coworkers. We were talking about how we should appreciate our wives more.
Ah, I see. What led you guys to talk about that, though? Did someone do something?
No, nothing in particular. You know, it was just the flow of the conversation. We were just talking about each other's families.
Wow, I didn't know you boys had that kind of deep talk.
It's nothing deep. It just happened to be a topic tonight. You know what I mean, Haley. Stop teasing me.
All right. So you wanted to give me some chill time?
Yeah, I thought you might enjoy it. I know you like to have some wine from time to time, but since we had Dylan, I know you haven't been able to drink much. You've been nursing him less, especially at night, so I thought maybe it's okay for you to enjoy some wine like you used to before kids.
Yeah, I think I am done breastfeeding him. He has stopped asking for it, especially since he doesn't wake up at night now. It's been so long since I've had any kind of alcohol, it didn't even cross my mind that I could drink now. So, sure, why not? Especially if you'll do the housework tomorrow morning.
Will, you deserve it. I know you barely have time to relax taking care of 2 kids while I'm not home. And on top of that, you take care of all the housework every day. I really do appreciate all that you do for us. So you should spread your wings out tonight and relax.
I'm just doing what any stay-at-home mom would do. You don't have to be so dramatic about it.
Well, I'm just saying I don't take what you do for granted. You've been a great mom and wife. I'm thankful and I want to show you my appreciation by doing something for you.
Aw, thank you, honey. I am so touched. You're gonna make me cry. It means a lot for you to say that. It pushes me to be even better.
I realize I don't say these things too often to you because I'm a shy guy, but I do know our family wouldn't be as happy as if it wasn't for everything that you do. So, like I said, let me handle everything tomorrow morning and you just chill as much as you want tonight.
Thank you. Okay then, can you pick up a bottle of white wine? I'll enjoy a couple of glasses and sleep in tomorrow morning.
Don't get too wasted though. I don't want you to regret anything later. You can for sure.
I know. I won't drink like I'm in my early 20s. I'll be responsible. But I'm still counting on you waking up early tomorrow.
Oh, but don't expect me to get an A+ on all the chores. It's just me, not the ultimate housekeeper. I can't do any of the chores as good as you do.
It's okay, just give it your best. Besides, I'm never perfect at anything either. I'm sure Izzy will help you out, though. You know, she's been really cute lately, saying she's old enough to do this and that. She's been quite helpful with the chores.
How cute of her. She must have developed a sense of responsibility since she's becoming a big sister. I'm so proud of her.
Having a baby brother at home is one reason for sure, but also since she started 2nd grade, she's become very mature. Probably because she has more interactions with children from the lower grades. In other words, she's become a bit bossy.
I think it's a good thing that she is learning to be mindful of smaller children. And I adore that she is bossy. I will let her take the lead tomorrow then. It should satisfy the both of us, right?
Yes, for sure. She'll be over the moon.
All right. I'm on my way home now.
Okay, be careful. I look forward to seeing you and my wine.
Hey, Haley, we'll be on our way home soon. Do you have anything else you'd like me to pick up?
No, I'm good. Thanks for asking. How is Izzy? Is she being good?
She's been really great. I didn't know where to find some of the stuff on the list, but Izzy knew exactly where they were. She was like, oh, that's in aisle 3, follow me. It was really helpful and very funny.
I'm glad you guys had fun. Did you find everything you needed to cook me dinner? I'm so excited for my surprise.
I don't know if it'll come out any good, but I'll do my best. Hey, sorry to change the topic, but has Izzy talked to you about piano lessons?
Piano? No, I don't think so. What about it?
She just told me while we were shopping she wants to learn how to play the piano.
Really? She hasn't mentioned anything about it to me. I didn't think she was interested in music.
She's become interested because her friends from school are taking piano lessons. And one of the teachers let her play with the piano in music class. She enjoyed it very much. So she asked me if she could start taking lessons.
Is that so? Well, it's the first time I've heard of it. Are you sure she means it? Like she could be a spur of the moment, don't you think?
I think she means it, but...
What is it?
It's kind of odd. Because she's saying that you'd say no. That's apparently why she's told me and not you. I told her you wouldn't say such a thing for no reason. I don't know where she got that idea.
Well, it's a no.
What? What is?
She can't take piano lessons. We can't afford it. Do you know how expensive it is to learn music?
Can't afford it? Haley, what are you talking about? Of course we can.
You don't know anything about our finances. You earn it, but I handle paying the bills and everything. I know exactly where we stand, and I'm telling you, we can't afford it.
I'm not questioning your ability to manage our money, but are you sure? Because it's hard to believe that my salary is not enough to afford a child with a piano lesson.
Well, you are wrong. You don't know how expensive it is to raise 2 children. Cost of living has risen so much in the past few years, I've been shopping at discount stores lately to save as much as possible. Your pay may not be low, but that doesn't mean we're wealthy. Letting her learn piano is a completely different story.
Haley, I just checked a minute ago. The cost is between $100 to $200 a month if she takes a class every week. It's not cheap, but it's not something I can't pay for. There has to be a way we can let her take lessons.
Spending an extra $100 is not acceptable. Have you been following? I am telling you, I've been shopping at discount stores. Why do you think I would go an extra mile to shop there? Because we're tight on money.
Okay. What if I pay for my personal account?
Why would you do that? You said that lunch around your office is so expensive that if you go out with colleagues too much, you wouldn't have much left a month.
I did say that, but I don't mean that to the extent that where I can't even pay for my daughter's piano lessons. I mean, $100 or $2? Don't you think letting her do what interests her is worth the money?
No, I don't think so, and it's not fair to you. And I don't want to feel like I owe you.
What? Come on, honey. I don't think that's fair. In fact, it bothers me more that I can't even pay for what my daughter wants to do. You know, I think it took her courage to speak up, so I don't want to let her down.
It's not only about the money. If she starts to take lessons, someone has to take her to every time.
That's true. She is way too young to go on her own.
She is. So you see, it's not possible. I have all the housework and a baby to take care of. Do you know how busy I am after she comes home from school? Preparing dinner, helping her with housework, bathing 2 children, it's impossible.
But you were taking her in a car, right? Not by foot or anything? It'd only take a few minutes then. I'm sure there's a way to work things out.
Only a few minutes? You can freely suggest these things because you don't do anything at home. You are so irresponsible. You are not considering how much burden it would put on me to squeeze in some stupid piano lessons, which she probably won't even take seriously. I am telling you, it's not happening.
Hey, calm down. I know you do a lot for the family. What if we ask my mom to take her then? She lives close enough and she's always asking if there's anything she could do to help us out. If we ask her, I'm sure she won't say no.
You want to bring your mother into this petty issue? Jacob, please don't do anything to embarrass me. I don't want her to think I can't handle raising these children. I wouldn't be able to look her in the eyes from the shame. Besides, she's old. You want to use your elderly mother to drive Izzy back and forth?
Haley, seriously, you are overreacting. My mom knows how busy you are.
Enough, Jacob. We are done with this conversation. I am in charge of taking care of the children. So if I say no, it means no. I will talk to Izzy myself and explain to her why she can't take the lessons.
What are you going to tell her? Are you going to make her give up? She won't even understand anything about finances. She's too young for that.
I wish you would stop being so easy on her. All you do is kiss her ass and give her whatever she wants. I'm the one who has to deal with the aftermath, you know. She screams at me saying she hates me because I have to stop her from doing as she pleases. Do you know how draining that is? It's not fair.
Haley, you were changing the subject.
No, I'm not. This is totally related. You don't even realize it because you only do whatever you want to with the kids. I am left with all the tasks that are harder or involve them screaming at me. I don't exactly prefer it, you know.
All right. I'm sorry. But will you take a closer look at your daily agenda, please? There has to be some time she could take lessons. This is the first time she has ever raised her hand like this. This is Izzy growing up, Haley. You know it, right? We should try to answer to her feelings as much as possible.
Yeah, but
just take a closer look, please. Think about it for a day or two. I understand this is just another burden for you, but we shouldn't ignore Izzy's feelings. Please, Haley, I'm begging you as Izzy's father.
Hi, Daddy. Are you done with work?
Hi, sweetie. I'm almost done, but still at work. But I'm happy that you messaged me. Are you sending this on the tablet? Have you done your homework already? It's almost bedtime for you, princess.
I'm done with homework, but I don't think I can go to bed. I'm not sleepy.
I see. But you should get into bed anyway when it's time. I don't want you to be sleepy at school tomorrow.
I know, Daddy, but that's not why I messaged you. There's something wrong with Dylan.
What do you mean? What's the matter?
He doesn't look well. He looks very pale, and he's not moving very much.
What? Since when?
I don't really know. I just saw him a minute ago before I messaged you. Should I do something about it? Do you think Dylan is just sleeping?
You need to tell your mom now. Tell her she needs to take him to the hospital right away.
But, Daddy, Mommy's not home. She left in the morning and hasn't been back since. That's why I messaged you. Because I didn't know what to do.
She hasn't been back? How do you know she's been out since the morning? You had school today, didn't you? You wouldn't have an idea when she left?
I've been home all day. She told me I had to stay home to watch Dylan because Mommy had important work and had to go somewhere. So it's just been us two all day.
She left you to watch over Dylan? You're joking, right? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. Mommy's made me babysit Dylan a couple of times now, so I'm used to it. Daddy, what should I do about Dylan? Is he going to be okay? Daddy, are you there?
Sorry, I'm here. I'm just shocked to hear that your mother has left you two on your own.
You have to tell me what I should do. Dylan looks uncomfortable.
It's all right, dear. I'm on my way home right now. I'll be there in no time.
Really? You'll come home?
Of course. But it's going to take 30 minutes to get back. I'm going to call Miss Smith from next door to check on Dylan in case he needs an ambulance. Will you open the door for her when she arrives and show her where Dylan is?
Okay. What else? Should I be doing something else to help him?
Stay by his side and keep an eye on him. Try to stay quiet so that you don't surprise him. When Mr. Smith arrives, do as she says. If she needs you to do something, you listen to her, okay? You can do this, right? You're a big girl now.
Yes, I am Dylan's big sister. I can do it.
All right, let me get a hold of Miss Smith now. Don't worry, I'm on my way. Haley, you need to reply as soon as you see this message.
Hi, honey. Sorry, I didn't notice your call. I'm at the grocery store to pick up some stuff I needed urgently.
That's it? You just didn't notice? Do you know what time it is now? Where the hell are you? Why aren't you at home with the kids?
Oh, I thought you were going to be late tonight. Are you already home?
The hell I am.
Oh, I see. Sorry, Jacob, I shouldn't have left without the kids. I figured it would be all right since Dylan's asleep. And I knew what I was getting, so I would have gotten back in 15 minutes. Izzy said she would be okay, so I kind of depended on her. But it was irresponsible of me. I'm sorry.
You knew what you were getting, huh? Well, how come you haven't been home all day? How far did you have to go to get this item?
What? What are you talking about? I haven't been out all day. You're overreacting. It's been less than 10 minutes since I've left the house.
If you're going to lie to me, you should have prepared a better one. You think I don't know anything? Don't underestimate me or your daughter.
Jacob, I don't know what you're talking about. You're scaring me.
I'm scaring you? Give me a break. You were scaring me. You left Izzy with Dylan today. You actually made her stay home instead of going to school so she could watch Dylan for you. Are you out of your mind? Why the hell would you leave an 8-year-old with a baby?
What? Who gave you that story? Why would I do anything like that?
Izzy told me herself, and I fully believe my daughter. especially since you're not home right now.
Jacob, let's be realistic. Izzy is only 8 years old. She can be dramatic sometimes. And in case you didn't know, that's what 8-year-old girls do. They lie and make up stories all the time, especially if there's something that's bugging them.
Are you serious? You are okay with calling your own daughter a liar to get away from what you have done? I'm in disbelief right now. I'm so ashamed of you. I never thought you would do such a thing.
So you won't believe me, huh? What a cruel husband you are. Why are you putting this all on me in the first place? You have no right to lecture me.
What?
Yeah, I made up some stupid excuses, and I guess it was wrong of me to leave the kids on their own, but you can't tell me this is all my fault. You haven't even been around.
So you want to be defiant now? You abandoned your children. Not for a couple of minutes, but all day. You risked Izzy and Dylan's safety. Do you not see what you've done? I can report you to the police right now.
I said I'm sorry, all right? But don't you think Izzy is old enough to take care of herself? She's 8 years old. She's almost in her teens.
No, I do not think she's old enough. Besides, this is not even about Izzy's age. I don't think you realize the seriousness of what you've done.
I don't think you realize the seriousness of my situation. I take care of Dylan 24/7 without a break. Do you know how hard that is? It's inevitable that I feel I need time off. I did what I had to do to maintain myself.
Damn it, Haley, listen to yourself. You think taking a break is good enough excuse to abandon them at home? Dylan was taken to the hospital in exchange for it, you know? Are you alright with that?
What? What are you talking about?
I said Dylan was taken to the hospital. While you were out maintaining yourself, Dylan became sick. Guess how I found out? It was Izzy. She messaged me on her tablet. She was so scared and didn't know what to do. So I called Mrs. Smith to come over and check on Dylan while I rushed back.
Is he all right?
God, Haley, stop it. Don't pretend like you were suddenly worried about your son. It's really gross.
Excuse me? Of course I'm worried about my son. I'm not pretending. I'm his mother. Stop fooling around and tell me he's okay.
If you were seriously concerned for your kids, you never would have left them in the first place. Or are you actually stupid enough to believe that nothing would happen? That I would never find out? Well, Haley, you are a serious fool if you believe that is what happened.
Whatever, Jacob. I still need you to tell me how he's doing. Is he still at the hospital? If he is, then tell me which hospital he's at. I'm coming right away. You know he needs me.
As hard as it is to believe you were his real mom, you are. Unfortunately, so for old time's sake, I will tell you, he's fine. Nothing serious. So in regards to his health, you have nothing to worry about.
Where is he? Which hospital was he taken to?
I'm not telling you because you don't need to know. You will not be seeing the kids again. Then I'm divorcing you right away. I do not want you anywhere near my children, so I am not giving away the kids' whereabouts.
What? You are joking, right? Where is all this coming from? Cut it out, Jacob, now. I will not accept any of that.
It doesn't matter what you accept or don't accept. The court will decide whether you need to or not in the end. But as far as I see it, you're not eligible to be Izzy and Dylan's mother. You put them in danger. And now that I know who you really are, I refuse to stay married to you. You have crossed the line, Haley. Staying as family will do no good to anyone.
You think you can take care of them? Who's been taking care of them all this time?
Not you.
It has been me and me only. All you cared about was work. You can't suddenly act like you're the big guy. Who the hell do you think you are?
Don't make me laugh. You make it sound like you've been around. Guess what? Your own daughter told me where you've been going lately. You've been going out to play poker at the casino, haven't you? That's why you kept saying we didn't have enough money. Because you've been spending what I earned for the family on gambling. Unbelievable, Haley. Just unbelievable.
No, you got it wrong. I've never been to the casino or have played poker before. Besides, Izzy is not old enough to understand any of this. This is just a misunderstanding. Or maybe she's just being rebellious and making up stories. She's probably just trying to get back at me for not letting her take piano lessons.
You're right. She might not understand what kind of place the casino is, but she knew that you've been there to play cards. You've been calling the casino to reserve yourself a spot at the table. You didn't even care that she heard you make those calls, did you? Well, let me tell you, you have underestimated your daughter. Izzy is much smarter than you think.
But listen, Jacob, yes, I have been to the casino to have a good time. It was only a couple of times, though. I never even used that much money.
Not that much money? Seriously? I just checked your joint account. Where's all the money I transferred every month? Then why is there nothing left in the account? The only truth you have told me was that we don't have much money. But that is because of you. No wonder you didn't want to pay for her piano lessons.
Hey, why did you check our account? We agreed that I am in charge of handling our finances. How did you even know the login password? You're not supposed to know.
You saved your login information on the computer, dummy. What a huge mistake on my end to let you handle my money. You have been irresponsible with our children and our money. This is a nightmare. Just to be clear, I'm looking for ways to get that money back from you. Not only have you put my children in danger, but you also used up the money that was supposed to be used for their education. Don't think you're getting away with this. I'm coming after you, so you better be ready. Shortly after, I officially filed for divorce from my wife. Because she had spent money that would have belonged to both of us, and because she had spent it on gambling, the court ordered her to pay me back what would have been my share. It wasn't the entire amount she had used, but I am satisfied with the result, and that I got some payback from her. Despite what she had done to the children, Haley still fought for their custody. Since Haley has been the main caretaker of the children while I was busy working, it was true that she had much more hands-on experience raising Izzy and Dylan. However, the court saw the seriousness of Haley's neglect and ruled that I take sole custody of my children. Since the divorce, I've been taking care of Izzy and Dylan as a single father. As hard as it is, spending more time with them has been great, and I feel that I have learned a lot about them. The kids have been through a sad experience with their mother. I will do my best to support them as their only parent and keep them away from any more harm.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Stan, did I hear that you plan to move back to Mom's house and live together with her?
Yeah, that's right.
You need to make sure to talk to me about that first before making a decision. When I heard all of this from Mom, I was surprised. Because her and I had already talked about a few things for her, which one of them is her leaving that house.
What's wrong with me wanting to live there with her? None of this is going to be causing you any troubles. And in your case, Ashley, my wife and I living with her would make you feel a lot better about Mom in her old age, right? You've always been the one to worry about everything, so I know you're worried about her in her old age.
Well, you have a good point, but by having you go and live with her, are you sure you won't be causing her any troubles? It's been a long time now since we've heard from you, and the last time you were around us, it wasn't the best time.
How old do you think I am now, Ashley? I'm much different from the man I was back then. And I have myself a wife now. So I think I can manage taking care of Mom for us.
Well, if Peyton is going to be living there too, then I guess things should be alright.
I can see that you still don't trust your older brother with anything, do you?
Well, come on. You just got up and left our family one day and never told us where you ran off. For the longest time. And when I thought you were coming back to us, you were only coming to say that you had got married. You've been out living the life of your own and messing around, so it really is difficult for me to trust you.
And I was much different back then, and I'm sorry about it. I was younger and only thought about myself and was thinking life would be better not being around any of you guys anymore. But now, I'm a full-grown adult and have calmed down and learned that maybe I do still need my family.
Well, if that's the case, then that's great. But I had been talking with Mom about having her put into a retirement home, and she was on board with it. I think instead of us having to be around to care for her, she would rather be living on her own with a bunch of other people her age and the support of trained nurses. So that's why we've been saving up for her.
I think that can all wait a little bit longer. I made sure to tell Mom that I'm not going to cause her any sort of issues while living with her. And so that's why I'm doing my best to come back with Peyton and live together in Mom's house.
Huh? So you really have started to think about others than just yourself? I'm shocked.
I told you that I'm different now. I told her that I wanted to make up for all the troubles of the past by being with her now. So I think taking care of her for a while will be a good thing.
I think so, but I think that it might be a bit too tough for you having to care for someone else.
That's a bit harsh.
But having you with her will make me feel better. I'm not able to move any close to mom right now due to my husband's job and all, and having to drive 3 hours to see mom is just too much to do multiple times a week. Thank you, Stan.
Hearing you say thank you to me, well, it's putting me off my food.
You yourself are being a bit harsh now. Well, please take good care of mom, okay? But if there's something you think I can help with, let me know. I'm sure you're all getting ready to head back to mom's place now, but this might be a lot for Peyton to handle having to move in with her mother-in-law.
Why do you think it'll be difficult for her?
Well, having to move in with one's parents isn't something a lot of people want to do when they're married. I'm not saying that it'll be awful living with mom or anything, but I feel that Peyton is the kind of woman that can work hard to care for others and tire herself out doing so. So I'm just saying that when you guys start to live at mom's, she might see that she doesn't like it that much and ask to move back out of there.
Well, if that happens, it'll be alright. Peyton is really excited to live in that huge house that mom has.
Well, if she's excited to live in the house, that's one thing, but you guys have to make sure to watch over mom a little bit as well. Mom is the kind of person that'll want to care for you guys a lot, but she needs to be cared for herself.
I know that. You're still just as annoying as you've always been about these things, Ashley. I'm kind of happy that you won't be at mom's house when we come to live there. I think compared to mom, Peyton will become much more distressed around you and your constant talking.
Oh, is that so? But if anything does happen, please let me know right away. My husband and I have talked about helping care for her more as well, so you don't have to feel as though you both have to do everything for her.
Sure, alright.
Please, and thank you, Stan. Stan, how are things going with you living with and caring for mom now?
You have been talking with mom a bunch still, so you already know.
Well, I heard from her that things are going fine there, but I just thought I'd ask you and get your perspective on it too.
You're such a pain in the butt.
Don't say things like that, okay? I'm just asking you this because I still worry a little.
If mom is telling you that things are going great here, then you should be happy with just that answer. How much longer are you going to doubt everything that happens around me?
This isn't me doubting you or anything. I've just felt that recently things between mom and I have become a little more distant feeling.
Is that right?
Before, her and I would always call and talk to one another for hours, but now she seems to be so busy with things that she never has time to call.
That's because she's going on a lot of trips and things like that to keep her busy.
Is that what it is? I was thinking that last week, when there was that 3-day weekend, I'd come out and see you all. But she told me she was going out for that weekend and told me to stay home.
Ever since we have started living with her, it's been easier for her to get out of the house for a bit and go places. And I think it's perfect that she's getting to enjoy herself.
Well, as long as her health is in good shape, that's okay. But last year, she did have a bit of a fall carrying some heavy bags. So even if she's having a lot of fun, she needs to take time off to recover every so often.
Why don't you go and tell her that yourself?
Well, even if I tell her, I won't be around to see if she really is listening to me or not.
That's a good point. Now that I think about it, Ashley, do you know the Malloy's grandkid?
You're talking about the Malloys that live in the same neighborhood as and are good friends of mom? If you're talking about their grandson, Geoff, then I know him. I think right now he's doing college, right?
Well, recently he's been coming to the house a lot. Always asking for mom to teach him more about gardening and all of that.
Is that so?
but having to see him all the time is getting to become a bother. And I don't really want him coming over anymore. And Peyton feels the same way as I do.
Oh, but I always thought that Geoff was a pretty nice boy.
He wouldn't be aiming to get closer to Mom, would he? There are people like that who try and get close to the elderly so that they can steal from them, right? He might be onto her because she was living alone before and wants whatever she has.
He's not that kind of kid. He's not like you are, Stan.
What?
Geoff is a very sweet and loving boy.
Are there really people these days that are going to college and still have an interest in gardening?
Well, some people are into it as a hobby.
Well, I feel a little bit suspicious of him. He'll even come into the house from time to time and drink coffee or tea with Mom.
What's wrong with that? It's probably a good thing for Mom to talk to someone way younger than her. Good for her mental health, I think.
But I'm worried about her. Peyton's not even happy that he'll be coming into the house all the time and perhaps stealing some of our things. This is not normal for someone Mom's age to allow.
Really? Well, Geoff is not the kind of boy to go around stealing from other people, especially not the elderly.
I'm just wondering if he's already started to steal from others already and has a collection of all their precious items. Tell Mom to stop letting him come over, okay?
Well, I'll listen to what Mom has to say about it first.
Mom seems to trust you the most, and hearing you telling her to stop will get her to turn him away. Letting things be with that Jeff guy is dangerous. Ashley, calm down and just listen to me.
Huh? What?
Well, for the past 3 days, I haven't been able to find Mom anywhere. I hadn't heard anything from you either, and so I was wondering if she had gone to see you?
Why did you not tell me something like that as soon as you noticed?
Well, at first I just thought she had gone out to be with friends or something. Hey, do you think we should call the police and let them know that she's gone missing?
I'm done with you. Mom is over here with me.
What? Then why did you never tell me about that when she arrived 3 days ago?
Well, that's because you should have been the one to contact me first about it, and I know now that she's gone and run away from both of you to get to me. I bet you were hoping she didn't come to me because you were afraid of what she might tell me.
Huh? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you or her could be talking about right now.
Stop screwing around. Ever since you and Peyton moved in with her, you've been using Mom like a slave. And you've even started to dig into her savings and using it on whatever you both like.
Well, about that. We're living with her now, so it's fair that she pays us to be there. And we have her doing some chores to keep her in motion so that she doesn't become sick. So, can you stop calling her a slave and acting like my wife and I aren't thieves?
I made the two of us dinner the moment she came over, and when she sat down to eat, she told me it's been so long now since the last time she'd eaten warm food with tears rolling down her cheek. Are you telling me that you both only had her eating cold leftovers and junk food? I think that you both made her cook your meals and wouldn't let her eat until you both had finished what she had made for you.
Huh? I would never do something like that to her.
Well, you're no longer going to be hurting Mom anymore. She's going to be living in my house now.
Are you telling me that you think taking Mom into your house is a good idea? I think giving her back to us is the best choice here.
I'm not giving her back to you two.
Thank God. She was totally getting in our way, so you're helping us out a ton. And Peyton was even saying that having her around made life so unbearable for her. And as for Mom's things, hurry up and grab all of them for me.
I promise that I'll be coming to get all her things as soon as possible, but you both have really messed up now.
Huh?
You had used up all of Mom's savings, and that's why you kicked her out of her own house? That was the whole reason you wanted to live with her in the first place?
What are you trying to say, brat? I told you just a moment ago that there was a fee to having me and Peyton living with her that I needed to collect. And when you say I kicked her out, it was actually her that left on her own.
And that's because both of you and Peyton were doing terrible things to her.
And I told you that we weren't doing anything wrong to her.
Well, if you had done nothing wrong to her, then she shouldn't have a reason to be crying all the time, right? She would have had no reason to just one day leave you guys without saying anything, right?
I think that Mom is just lying to you. Her and Peyton seem to never mix well, huh? Yet I still gave her what she needed and moved into her place with her. So stop trying to doubt all that I had done for her.
You're not going to tell me the truth, are you? I cannot believe that you would do something this low. Moving yourselves into her house without asking first, and then stealing all her money day after day? You would never let her eat anything freshly cooked, and you made her do all your chores? You and that Peyton are not human.
You stop talking down to her and I right now. You have no evidence, yet you keep going at me saying that I'm the bad one here. I bet this is all just because Mom is starting to have dementia. She's had symptoms of it for a while now, so I think it's getting closer to that time. I think tossing her into a mental ward would be the best thing for all of us. Hey, Ashley. Why are we being asked to move out of Mom's house?
You don't have to ask me the reasoning for that. It means exactly what's being asked.
Why do I have to leave the house that I was given to by Mom?
You were given that house by Mom. Did you go ahead and change the name on that house?
I didn't do that yet. I am the older sibling, though, and I moved into this house to care for Mom.
Well, Stan, that house is being sold, so you can no longer live in that house anymore. We have already talked to the realtor about all of this, and they're going ahead with selling the place.
Huh? Why are you doing all of that without my permission? I'm not leaving this house.
Well, that's fine too. But that house is going to be reformed quite a bit, and so there will be tons of contractors going in and out of it, tearing things down and putting things up for a while. And if you still haven't left after that, when the next person moves into the house, you can both be considered trespassers and be taken into custody.
Shut the hell up. Then where are Peyton and I supposed to go now?
I don't care. Go find a nice bridge or something to live under downtown.
Or how about you give me the money that you get from selling this house?
Oh?
That's what I deserve. And it could be considered what I get from Mom out of her will. I'll just be getting it in advance.
You're not getting anything from her, though.
And why not? I'm her freaking son. And even if she says that I can't get anything from her, then I'll find a way to sneak myself into that will. It's not hard, you idiot.
The only idiots here are you and Peyton, I'm afraid. Mom already went to the courthouse and had you removed from all of her paperwork and her will. So you aren't getting a single thing from Mom now, and you never can. Her lawyer will make sure of that.
She's removed me from everything?
Well, you took major advantage of her and her money, right? You never let her eat any decent food when living with her, and I've heard that you'd get so upset with her that you throw things at her head and threaten her. Someone like that loses every right to get anything from their parents when they choose to harm them so severely.
And I'm telling you that Mom's going off the deep end and doesn't know what she's doing. We didn't do anything to her. You both don't have any evidence of it, so the court and her lawyer can do crap to me. I'm not going to stop now.
But what if we do have evidence? And that's why all of this has worked out.
Huh?
That neighborhood couple's grandson, Geoff, when he was around one day, he recorded you and your wife having a pretty heated conversation. And he also made sure to take some videos. And when you'd yell at Mom a bunch, he'd record you.
That jerk did all of that while over here? Doing anything he'd like while in a house he wasn't invited to? That's it. I'm gonna sue his butt.
Mom was the one that allowed him inside, so there's no problem with what he did. Also, stop trying to make this problem any bigger than it already is, okay? If you get out of that house and then proceed to never talk to Mom or I, and even Geoff ever again, then I'll be willing to let this all end without the two of you facing any harsher punishment.
Shut the hell up, Ashley. Are you trying to run my life right now?
I am, actually. I don't care what happens to you now that you'll be homeless. After thinking of all the things you've done to Mom, I think the two of you vanishing off the face of this planet would be marvelous.
Mom barely had anything in her savings account, Ashley. So I barely have anything to work with now.
I don't give a crap about the money that you've stolen from her. You taking money from Mom without ever giving her a good reason is why I don't care what happens to you. That's why you're no longer getting anything from Mom now. All to make sure that you never have a chance of getting anything else from Mom that she has no plans of giving you.
I have debts that I need to pay. And so I was thinking of selling this house and using the money to pay it off.
Well, that means that this was all going to happen to you eventually. So isn't it great that we're helping you get out of that house now?
Ashley, please. This is my only chance to change my ways. Get Mom to understand me and have her give me the rights to this house so that I can sell it and save myself.
I have no reason to say that I understand you right now. So don't ask me anything like that again. I'm being very serious when I say that I don't care about what happens to you guys.
What am I going to do, though? If I can't get enough money, I'll be going into a living hell.
That seems about right, Stan. You wouldn't be had you actually done what you had told me and moved in with Mom to help watch over her and care. But what you've really done is the same as robbing and assaulting her. You hurt her both physically and mentally and stole her money.
Ashley, you have some money, right? If I can't get anything from her, I'll get some from you. If you don't want me to come to your house and start screwing your life up, you hand me $50,000 right now.
That right there is you threatening me for money, right? Oh ho ho! You've been gone for so long now that you never got to know who my husband is. Stan, my husband is a sheriff. And on top of that, Geoff's parents are both working in the police force as well. I'm talking about his parents who live just down the street from Mom's house. So I think you might be better off leaving things be and not doing any more damage. Because if you do continue to try and hurt my family, the police will be on you in no time and you'll never ever see the light of the day ever again.
Ashley, I'm sorry. What I just said wasn't meant to be taken as a threat, rather a simple request. I'll give you back anything I have left from Mom's savings, but I'm your older brother and I really need your help, so just listen to me.
Now you're going to try and beg for money?
Stop saying that about me. I really am in huge trouble if I don't pay off that debt. Ashley, please help.
You're not my brother or even my family anymore. I'm not going to trust you again. The number one most dangerous person in this family isn't my mom, who's old, but a crazy brother who doesn't care about anyone but himself. From there, my brother and his wife left that house and ran away in a hurry, and a few months later, I received a call from him saying that he never was able to pay off his debt and things have really turned out for the worst, but I just ignored him and hung up the phone. And after that, I'm not really sure what happened to him and all, the money that he still had to pay, but I haven't gotten any more calls or texts from him since then, so it couldn't be good. And Mom already blocked all of his contact information on her phone, so really, I'm the only one he can reach out to. But not getting anything else from him is a real blessing, as it lets my mom and I have some peace of mind not thinking about what's happening to him right now. Right now, still, my mom is with my husband and I living in our house together. We had been in the talks with her before about having her move into a retirement home, and she was on board with that then. But now, after all that's happened to her and us, I think I'd rather she just spend her later years here with my husband and I in our home where I can see and care for her every day. My husband has even begun thinking about adding on an addition to the house where my mom can have her own room instead of having to use the makeshift room we have for now. My mom has done her best to forget about what had happened to her while having Stan and Peyton living with her and doesn't ever bring it up at all. I knew that something like this was going to happen with him coming back home to her, but I wanted to give him his last chance. I feel bad for doing that now to my mom, but luckily she had her friends in the neighborhood there to help her, especially that Geoff kid. It was because of him and how close he is to Mom that he knew just the right thing to do for her, and that was great evidence. And so because of all the help he had given us, I'm never going to forget how thankful I am that Geoff and my mom had stayed close friends. I may be her daughter, but during her time with Stan, I never did a good enough job watching over her, and so I feel really bad for that. So because of that very regret that I have, I'll make sure from now on to cater to any of my mom's needs and make sure she's the happiest woman around. And while caring for my mom, I'll make sure to never forget all the help I received from everyone around. And so, if any of them need anything from me, I'll be right there to give them all a hand.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.